70th year of independence, I am thrilled to declare that America is back.
Senate Republicans holding a new vote on the War Powers Act, this time voting it down after President Trump told them yesterday that its passage is hurting peace negotiations with Iran. America's listening to Fox News.
When you cruise waiting on rock or sand, excuses don't move dirt. You need material delivered on time. J&H Services Incorporated supplies construction and oil field companies across southwestern New Mexico, West Texas, and the Permian Basin with quality aggregate materials and dependable delivery. Concrete sand, masonry sand, crusher fines, multiple rock sizes ready for your next job. Reliable service from a company built to work as hard as you do. Call 575-363-3240. JHServicesInc.com.
Daniel Velas here, Permian Ford Lincoln. What's really going on? I need you to push it, pull it, or drag it. I need those cars that you have in your driveway that somebody left over there. Ask your Tia to give you the title and use that bad boy for a trade-in, okay? We're doing a $2,000 minimum deal on any of those vehicles, even if we got to pick them up, all right? We're buying vehicles heavily. Come check us out right here. We're going to be hot all summer. We have deals on all of our new vehicles. We got some left right now with 0% deals, and we're making deals all across the board. Only here at Permian Ford Lincoln, Hobbs America, 1000 North El Paso Street.
Come out and celebrate 250 years of America for the 70th annual Smokey Bear Stampede, July 1st through July 4th at the completely redesigned Lincoln County Fairgrounds in Capitan, New Mexico. This event will have nightly open rodeos, daily ranch rodeos, along with a youth ranch rodeo, as well as evening dances at 9 p.m. on July 1st through July 4th. Attend nightly to see contestants compete for over $160,000 in estimated jackpots, including an added $20,000. Come out on July 4th for their annual parade along Smokey Bear Boulevard at 10 a.m. and meet Capitan Smokey Bear each night at the rodeo. They'll have nightly performances by Summer & Company and funny man Daniel Foster. This year's event will have mutton busted, calf scramble, food, shopping, and much more. Admission is $12 for adults and $8 for seniors and kids 6 to 12 years of age for this year's 70th annual Smokey Bear Stampede in Capitan, New Mexico. Follow them on Facebook or SmokeyBearStampede.com. This ad is paid for by the Lincoln County Lodgers Tax.
Attention CDL drivers, would you like to have a great trucking job? McClaskey Oilfield Services, one of the leading service companies for the Permian Basin for the last 49 years, has openings for pump truck and vacuum truck drivers. If you have your CDL with tanker endorsement, 2 years of experience, a clean MVR, and can pass the DOT physical and drug screen, then McClaskey's Oilfield Services has a great job for you. With very competitive wages, quarterly safety bonuses, Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance for you and your family, life insurance, personal time off, 401k, uniforms, and many other benefits. For this great career opportunity, apply in person at McClaskey Oilfield Services, 5900 West Carlsbad Highway in Hobbs. McClaskey Oilfield Services, the next step in your oil field trucking career. There's big summertime savings this week at Bob's Ridgeway Quarter Loin Pork Chops. $1.79 a pound. Boneless beef chuck steak, $5.99 a pound. Boneless skinless chicken breast, $1.69 a pound. And a big produce extravaganza sale. Fancy sweet corn, $2.99 for the 4-count tray. 10-pound bag of russet potatoes, $2.99. Seedless green grapes, $1.99 a pound. Get your DiGiorno's pizzas, 2 for $10. General Mills cereals, giant size box, $3.98, and get Panhandle Food Club drinking water 24-pack case, 2 for $6. And these are just a few of hundreds of big summertime saving values this week at Bob's Ridgeway, where for 60 years your grocery dollar has went farther at 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
12-hour shifts, 14-day hitches, kissing your kids goodnight long after they've gone to sleep. It's the job of the people dedicated to building a better future. But an accident in the field can take away everything you've worked for. If you've been seriously hurt, Ornelas Injury Lawyers will fight fiercely to win the justice and money you and your loved ones deserve. Call Ornelas Injury Lawyers at 575-800-0000 and recover more.
At Coffee Drilling LLC. They offer a wide range of drilling services from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling LLC. Over 20 years experience and serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Good morning for Southeast New Mexico. The temperatures this afternoon are going to be very toasty and hot. 103 degrees in Roswell with a 20% chance of thunderstorms. And Carlsbad, Artesia, it's 106 degrees today, a 10% chance for a thunderstorm. And Lovington at 102 degrees with a couple of thunderstorms possible. Lovington tomorrow on Friday with a high temperature of 101 degrees. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105. Be in the Breakfast Club with B, Monica, and you. News, sports, weather, and the truth. Waking you up every morning from Roswell to Artesia. Carlsbad to Ruidoso to Santa Fe to Albuquerque. We wake you up, B, in the Breakfast Club. The truth tellers, no bees.
Welcome to Be in the Breakfast Club. Be in the Breakfast Club being powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com. The question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply with the largest selection of parts for heavy trucks and semis. Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to us. Text line brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to us.
Am I dressed appropriately?
Good morning. What day is it?
It is National Catfish Day today.
It is National Catfish Day.
Catfish for you.
Am I getting catfished here?
You're about to get catfished.
She got catfished?
Yeah, that's right. We catfished you.
What are you talking about?
Fish. Get out the fryer and cook up a good catfish dinner for the family.
Happy National Catfish Day. It's showtime.
And good morning to you. It is showtime. I could have stuck with the Catfish Day, being from Louisiana, where we eat a lot of catfish, but instead I went with grandparents. Name one thing that your grandparents taught you. And Monica, I will begin with you. What is one thing your grandparents taught you?
How to speak Spanish.
Si habla español.
We had to speak Spanish to my grandparents. That's all they knew.
So my grandfather taught me, don't take no BS off of nobody. He always said we got one thing in common, boy. We're both redheads with short tempers. And my grandmother, I learned so much in the kitchen from my grandmother because I spent a lot of time, especially as my grandmother and grandfather got older. I spent a lot of times I would go stay with my grandfather because he was going through dementia. And so I would stay with my grandmother and grandfather. And so I learned about how to make a roux, how to make a gumbo, how to make an etouffee. And most of that came from my grandmother. So my cooking ability, I can thank my grandmother. Short temper comes from my grandfather, for sure. That French, and mix that with Irish, it's just not a good combination. So, at all. No good. Color TV Day, Global Beatles Day, Leon Day, Mitch Lane Day, National Bomb Pop Day. You know what the bomb pop is?
Yes, they're delicious.
Yeah, the popsicle. With what color? They're blue, white, and red, correct?
Just like a firework.
So red, white, and blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, red, white, and blue. So the Bomb Pop Day, Catfish Day, Handshake Day. COVID kind of took away a lot of the able to people. I think it started before COVID, where people would just give you the fist pump.
Sure.
I'm a handshaker. I'm a handshaker, so, I'm a hugger. I'm a handshaker. So, handshake. Yeah, handshaking's good. National Police Community Cooperative Day and National Strawberry Parfait Day happening all day today. Federal judge blocked the restrictions on using food stamp benefits to buy soda, candy, and all kind of other sugary drinks. Not protein, but protein wouldn't be a bad idea. But buying energy drinks. So in 23 states. So they can get back. I mean, it sounds like a win for some kids that want nothing to be on the candy and sugary drink binge. But my next thing, do they have dental insurance? Because that's going to be kind of important in the future. Elon Musk briefly lost his status as a trillionaire as the tech sell-off knocked his net worth below $1 trillion, driven by the decline in Tesla and SpaceX. And at one point, he was below $1 trillion. He is back up over $1 trillion now. And, Democrats were like, well, it doesn't matter because all the money in the world still can't buy him a personality.
Oh, whatever.
Well, he's still a trillionaire today. Yesterday, a hot day in Europe, 102 London, 103 in Paris. Amazon supposedly is selling the heck out of ACs in Europe. Really? I get it. And so they're selling a lot of air conditioners. That's for sure. And I can see where the air conditioners will be flying off the shelves. Brandi Glanville, who was on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but she was best known for something else. Anyway, she's 53, and they found a tumor in her lymph nodes in her face. But she says she is going to be okay. In Camp Mystic, the Christian summer camp in Texas, where 28 people, including 25 girls, died in that flash flood last July, has declared bankruptcy. They've got mounting debts, lawsuits, more than $10 million worth of debts, and lawsuits that they just can't keep up with. I thought about this urgent care. Have you ever been to urgent care clinic?
Yes and no. Well, I've gone with other people, but not for myself.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why they call it urgent when they keep you sitting out there for like an hour and a half.
True.
Is it really that urgent if they make you wait that long? It's really not that urgent. All right, I was working on stuff this morning right before we got on the air. Marco Rubio was on Fox News right before we got on the air. He was talking about two things. Number one, that the earthquake in Venezuela, and said, look, we're sending help to Venezuela. Here's what he said.
We're already deploying search and rescue teams from Fairfax County, Virginia, and Los Angeles. There'll be some others we'll add. That's their most immediate need right now is search and rescue efforts. They have a bunch of collapsed buildings, and so they'll need a lot of help in terms of digging through that. The airport there is badly damaged, so we'll have to rely on the Department of War to deploy assets there. And then we're also helping them with some overhead imagery, especially in coastal areas where they don't have full visibility over what the damage has been and what the impact has been. Those are the acute, short-term needs over the next 48 to 72 hours because...
So California, also a small earthquake yesterday, another earthquake in Japan, supposedly the San Andreas, the fault is supposedly waking up. Wow. And that's not a good sign for California at all. He was also asked, as he's actually in Bahrain right now, but he was also asked, look, yesterday the Iranians came out and said they're going to start charging a toll for the Straits. Here we go again with the lunatic Iranians, and Marco Rubio point blank said that is not going to work.
The whole world will be against any mechanism that charges money to use an international waterway. It's that simple. The president's already said it. That's not going to happen. When we mean open the straits, we mean open the straits free. in international waterways. So we'll express that tomorrow. I am certain that not only will every country in the Gulf region be supportive, probably with the exception of Iran, but all the GCC members will be supportive, but the whole world will be supportive. I know of no country on the planet that supports tolling or a fee for the use of the straits. That's not going to happen. The president has been abundantly clear.
So, look, it just seems like every day Iran comes up with something to mess up everything. And this is what happens when you deal with crazy people.
Right.
And I don't expect them to stop.
No.
They're going to keep on.
You're right.
Yeah, they are going to keep on. All right, it looks like officials asking for help identifying a woman at the reflecting pond. They've already arrested 6 people, but there is a camera video footage of a woman that was out there last Friday about 3:36 p.m. You can see her bending down, reaching in on her knees, and tearing a piece off. So they were looking for this lady. They say they now have proof that there has been stuff poured into the reflecting pond. I heard a report yesterday where somebody said it was just shoddy work and the surface they used was not made for a pool. I don't know if any of that is true. You would think that the company that did the work, by the way, Fox had them on like 18 times. Their name was splashed all over the place. They would want to make sure and do a job because that's a high profile job.
Absolutely.
And yeah, you would think that they would want to get that done and done right.
Absolutely.
But yeah, look, I think there probably has been people that have sabotaged the pool lining, and you're not going to stop that unless you have armed guards 24/7 because of Trump derangement syndrome. All right, a busy day yesterday. President Trump met with the Senate. One thing that he did, and when I first heard about it, I was like, wait a second, this isn't good. So the president backed away from remember we talked about it was a bipartisan bill for housing. The president is now saying he's holding off signing that until they get the SAVE Act taken care of. So he sat down with the Senate, and it got hot. It got extremely hot. Closed door outburst turns into a victory as the Trump negotiations, and it looks like Trump has the Republicans back on his side when it comes to war powers, except for Cassidy from Louisiana. Supposedly, Trump and Cassidy got into a yelling match, and they were sparring over the Iranian war and the administration's lack of forthcomingness with lawmakers. And Kennedy is very bitter that Trump did not endorse him in Louisiana, and he ended up losing that election. But the meeting helped change the minds of Cassidy got on board towards the end. So Cassidy, Rand Paul, who have voted with the Democrats, look, they're going to be on the side of the president when it comes to war powers. And they talked about the SAVE Act, and hopefully they can get the SAVE Act done and finished. You know, I found a flashback of back in the day, Chuck Schumer. Now, if you listen to Chuck Schumer on this cut, and I don't know what year it was, but it sounds to me like Chuck Schumer was for the SAVE Act back in the day and didn't want illegal aliens voting. Proof that he did believe that illegal aliens could have been. Listen to what he says.
Everywhere people go, they're asked for a social security card. In fact, one way to prove you're a bona fide person who can have a job is to ask for a driver's license and a social security card.
Thank you.
This is an anti-fraud amendment. All over where we go, people say, well, why can't you stop illegal immigrants or others from coming here. And the number one answer we give our constituents is when they come here, they can get jobs, get benefits against the law because of fraud.
So it sounds like he is backing the SAVE Act. That's what it sounded like to me. All right, I got terrible news coming from the Republican camp of New Mexico. Not good. I'll dive into that coming up next. Thought for the day is on the way. We'll get to the price of the oil. Question of the day. We haven't talked about the question. Well, we talked about it briefly. Question of the day this morning is, what did your grandparents teach you? What did they teach you? By the way, morning show powered by our buddies at Permian Ford. Go to PermianFord.net for more information. They have cars, trucks. They've got everything that you are looking for. Go check them out today at PermianFord.net. And by the way, if you're listening in Albuquerque or anywhere in between, they do deliver. They have delivered cars as far away as Chicago, Illinois. Text line 877-396-9105, being brought to you by Amigo Machinery, amigo-machinery.com for more information. They are your Kubota dealer. Stop by and talk to Mr. Bill in Roswell today. And the question of the day, what did your grandparents teach you? Being brought to you by Lovington Auto and Big Truck Parts. They've got all the truck parts, all the car parts, and they've got the experience to help you with your next project. They can talk you through most anything. Stop by and see them, Avenue D in Lovington. Stop there and check them out today. We're talking about grandparents. What did your grandparents teach you? We would love to hear from you. Let's check the weather, and then we'll get to the text. Check of the weather this morning being brought to you by La Tienda Thriftway in Pecos, Texas, right there on Eddy Street. Savings going on this week include the boneless, skinless chicken breast for $1.99 a pound. Cooked shrimp, $8.99 a pound. The boneless beef chuck steak for $6.49 a pound. And get the quarter loin pork chops for just $1.99 a pound. Produce extravaganza going on. Jalapeno peppers, 99 cents a pound. Red ripe tomatoes for just 99 cents a pound. Cantaloupes from Texas, get 2 for $5. And the yellow peaches or the nectarines, get 2 pounds for $4. Plus the seedless grapes for $1.99. And the deli, you can start off this week. You can get in there and start off with the Black Forest ham, $4.48 a pound, and get the pickled pepper or olive loaf for just $6.48 a pound. And the sandwich wheat bread, $1.49 a loaf, plus Coke, Dr. Pepper, and Sprite. Get the 20-pack. Get it all today for just $10.99 for a 20-pack at La Tienda in Pecos, Texas. Check them out today. Hot day today in southeast New Mexico. We're talking about 102. Sunny skies in the morning, maybe some isolated showers coming up later this afternoon. 71 and a 20% chance of rain late this afternoon into tonight. And then tomorrow we're going to be up to 102 for Friday and a 20% chance of afternoon showers. Very hot in time for the weekend for southeast New Mexico. Weather for Ruidoso. We're calling for a pretty good day in Ruidoso. High temperature getting up to 85, 20% chance of rain this afternoon. Isolated showers coming up tonight, 30% chance of rain. And tomorrow we're going to be up to 86. Back close to 90 for the weekend in Ruidoso. And in Albuquerque, we're calling for another hot day in Albuquerque today, up to 92 with a 50% chance of afternoon showers, 30% chance of rain coming up tonight, and then 40% chance of rain tomorrow and 93. And by the weekend, you're inching closer and closer to 100. Quick check of the weather this morning being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. They've got all the firearms that you're looking for, and they also have the stop boxes. If you haven't seen the stop boxes, stop in and check them out. You've probably seen them on social media. The difference is They have the complete line, and they're more affordable at Zia Guns. And the cool thing is no batteries, no keys. That means no failures. And they're all made right here in the good old USA. Zia Guns, they have over 1,000 guns in stock, handguns, rifles, shotguns. They got a complete line of everything you're looking for. They've got personal protection. Ladies, if you've been thinking about, well, I got to get some personal protection, they've got you covered with personal protection. Yeah, lethal and non-lethal. They can tune up your bow, and probably one of the coolest things, they will trade. You can trade in your gun to get a better gun. Or if you want to sell guns, they'll give you top value for your guns. Their number, 622-0023. If you've never dealt with these folks, let me just say, they are the salt of the earth. They are just good people to deal with. Stop by and see Miss Amanda. Make sure and tell her Kevin B says hi. 1907 North Main in Roswell. Check them out today. Closed Saturday. They are always open on Sunday. 625, Monica in the text.
Roy says, good morning, Breakfast Club. I hope you guys have a great day. Hippie from the Patch said, good morning, everyone. Have a great day. Or not. Life is good. Big Poppy says, what I learned from my grandparents is don't throw anything away that you think someone might be able to use later. God bless you and God bless the USA. That's a good thing to have been taught. Don't throw anything away that you think someone might be able to use later. David from Roswell said, good morning, Monica and B. And John from Seminole said, if you ask me what I think is going on with that Iran deal is that they are incommunicado with the Democrats over here. And I believe that the Democrats are behind all of the turmoil. It's just too strange. It doesn't make sense. You know, John, you could be onto something. That's not a very far-fetched idea. I think that's possibility. The Artesia Breakfast Club fan said, I have texted this several times. Thune is a big problem, and he's very good friends with Cassidy. Fisherman
said, I'm not a fan of Thune. Of course, I wasn't a fan of Johnson. And I actually became an independent because of Johnson, because he kept bending over and working with the Democrats. And so I actually became an independent. I'm thinking about switching parties back to Republican. But, I'm not a fan of Thune. And he's just not a great speaker. And when I'm talking about speaker, he's just not he doesn't sound like a great leader. I mean, he sounds boring and get upset. Tell him we're going to pass this. Are you going to stick with us? Mm-hmm. Are you going to keep leaving the party? Sit down with them, threaten them, take away power positions, do whatever you got to take. That's what leaders do. I wouldn't go to war with Thune.
Good. Fisherman says, come on, B, give us the news. If we got to wait 10 minutes, then it's old news.
Just give me 1 second. I'm going to get to that story. I'm going to skip the tweet, and I'm going to get right to that story as soon as Monica is through.
Hashtag says, I give who I am today due to my grandparents. They installed a good work ethic and how to be a good person in general, said hashtag. NPR lover, I love his answer. He says, my grandma taught me how to drive when I was 14. She needed someone to take her to garage sales. It's cute. Cool Hand Lynn said, they taught this little heathen how to grab switches. You probably needed one daily, Cool Hand Lynn. Jeff from the Patch says, my grandfather taught me how to shoot and a proper way to handle a gun. John from Seminole says, well, to answer your question of the day, my grandpa taught me how to be a world-class hoarder, LOL. And Big Trucker C said, Iran reminds me of a toddler that just needs a good old-fashioned ass whooping because I don't feel like they're going to learn without it. And my grandpa taught me there are always 3 sides to every story. There's yours and the truth. If you weren't there to see it happen, do not take sides. Jeff Rose said, to hell with those camel jockeys. And good morning, Breakfast Club from the 956. Have a great day. Keep up the great work. And Adam from Artesia said that don't throw away anything that someone else could maybe use.
Yeah.
It sounds like a hoarding status.
No joke. I mean, old people were hoarders. You know, my wife's father, because they never had anything in their life. So I've got a pressure pump, a pressure tank. It's got a hole in it. It's rusted out. And I'm like, you can go ahead and throw that away. No, he's holding on to it. You might need it one day, even though the hole is this big. It's rusted out. We're not going to need it. The pump goes out. The pump goes out. He's still holding on to it. Why? I don't know. This is a constant, even cardboard boxes he doesn't want to throw away because he's like, well, we might need them. I'm like, yeah, you know what needs them? Roaches and rats. They need them too. So get rid of them. It's a constant battle where we have to throw stuff away. Like when he goes to sleep, we'll go throw it away. Old people, man, they hold on to stuff because they never know. You never know when you're going to need it. No, thank you. We don't need it that bad. We'll just buy another one. All right, Monica, let me get to this story, and then we're going to get to the tweet of the day. Tweet of the day, let me just say, if you're listening on the radio, I'll do my best to give you the play-by-play. But there is a pastor in Louisiana that beat the boots right off a kid. I'll give you the whole story. Yes, the pastor, yeah, he laid hands on him. Yeah. Yeah, he laid hands. And the pastor, there's a long history between these two. I'll do the whole story coming up in a second. But first, let me just say, it's not a good look for the GOP of New Mexico. And it comes at a terrible time. Comes at a terrible time when, this past weekend, we couldn't even get a quorum to vote for the next chair of the Republican Party. And then the treasurer, Kimberly Skaggs, is arrested in Las Cruces on felony charges. Kimberly, nice lady, met her multiple times, always been very nice to me. She served in multiple capacities in the Republican Party of New Mexico. She is the former chair of Doña Ana County Republican Party. And she was booked into the Doña Ana County Detention Center yesterday on 2 felony charges, according to the booking records. She has been charged with leaving the scene of a crime, felony, and tampering with evidence, felony. And there could be additional charges coming today. Skaggs has served in many capacities. The latest capacity is she is the treasurer of the Republican Party. She is the treasurer of the Republican Party of New Mexico. The role has put her in the center of the ongoing turmoil. State district judge, of course, temporarily injunction issued after litigation about the outgoing chair. Well, outgoing because they removed her, Amy Barella. But the rest of the story is that she was arrested for a hit and run and leaving the scene of the accident, according to the Albuquerque Journal, that describes a fatal hit and run behind these felony counts. According to the Journal's account of the accident from the deputy, Doña Ana County Sheriff's deputies responded Monday afternoon to a crash in the Fair Acres community west of Las Cruces, where a 40-year-old man was struck and killed while crossing the road by a vehicle heading north. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Witness told investigators that she saw and photographed a woman driving from the scene in a Cadillac Escalade. According to the affidavit, detectives recovered the vehicle debris and measured roughly about 208 feet skid mark, and surveillance video from neighboring businesses helped trace that vehicle. which was linked to Kimberly Skaggs. Citation was she received, that vehicle was linked because she had received a citation last September. And deputies located the vehicle on her property a few miles from the crash site, obtained a search warrant, and that happened on Tuesday. Affidavit reports, they described the front end damage, tread marks on the bumper consistent with a bicycle tire, and a flat front tire bearing traces of a bicycle tire sealant, and blood on the wheel well. She's been charged with leaving the accident. That accident resulted in death. That's why I'm thinking there's probably going to be another charge. She's also been charged with tampering with evidence. Both of those are fourth-degree felonies, according to the Albuquerque Journal. Wednesday night, Skaggs remained in custody without an attorney. No court appearance has been made yet. We'll keep you updated on this case. Sad that it comes at a terrible time, and sad that, look, if you hit somebody, you have to render aid. I mean, we've said this time and time again. You have to stop and render aid. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat. It is the humane thing to do.
Absolutely.
And it comes at a terrible time for the Republican Party. It is another not good look for the Republican Party of New Mexico.
Golly, that's tough.
And thoughts and prayers for the family of the person that was killed. Knowing Kimberly, thoughts and prayers for Kimberly. But, man, that's a tough pill to swallow, that you leave the scene of the crime. You knowingly know that you hit somebody and you leave. That's a hard pill to swallow.
It is. That's tough.
That is terrible. And I don't want to speculate, but there's only one reason that comes to mind that you leave the scene of an accident. What do you think that is, Monica?
You're either drunk or high. You don't want to get caught being under the influence.
That would be the one that I would go with. Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm not accusing anybody, but I'm saying usually 9 out of 10 times that's the reason why people will leave the scene of the accident, for sure. But not a good look for the Republican Party of New Mexico. 6:37. We'll go to the back to the text coming up in a second. Let me get to the tweet of the day this morning. Being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, trusted name across Southeast New Mexico. Exceptional construction and siding services. Look, they offer residential services along with the big construction, industrial and commercial metal buildings. From start to finish, they get it done. Comprehensive solution to all your construction needs. Now, when I say all, look, they do a lot of different things. Need new windows? They can replace your windows and doors. Need a brand new roof? They got you covered. Siding, seamless gutters, carport, patio, or maybe a big old building. Find them online at SeminoleSidingConstruction.com or check them out at 391-1430. All right, let me tell you a little backstory.
Okay.
So there's a pastor. His name is Pastor Snell.
Okay.
And he's from Central Louisiana, and he is a pastor at the Tabernacle Church in Central Louisiana. Okay. Now, he has had a problem dating back 5 or 6 years. During COVID, his neighbor, he was one of those guys that he told the congregation, I believe in the Lord, and I am not going to wear a mask, and we are not going to shut down our churches. We are protected by our Savior, Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen.
And so they didn't shut down the church. Well, his neighbor across the street, some young guy, set up security cameras and filmed them and kept calling the Louisiana Health Department on people. And he would send them videos of people going to church. So him and the pastor had some problems. Well, this young kid, I say young kid, he's over 21, and Spell is his name. Tony Spell is 48 years old. Now, Spell, this young man, according to Spell, yelled at him, told him to F-bomb you, and told him that I am going to rape your wife, I am going to rape your grandkids, and when you leave town, I am going to kill your grandkids. So he proceeded to come across the street. Now, this young man took the first swing at him. I will say that. Now, I don't know why Spell has been charged, because the young man threw the first punch. I'll play the video in a second. But here's what he said yesterday from the pulpit as he got out of jail and went right to church to do his Wednesday
service. They shall lay hands on the sick. They shall recover. So today, Brother Merritt and all of you, I fulfill the scripture, I lay hands on the sick. I don't know how much recovery they're going to have.
So, unapologetic. No, his church is a biracial church. I mean, I watched a couple videos of him preaching, and it to me, it kind of looks like a Pentecostal church, the way they sing, and there are white folks in there, black folks in there, and supposedly this young man called some of his congregation the N-word before and has heckled them. So this has been going on for 5 or 6 years.
Sure.
And so I'm going to play the video, and those that are watching, let me just say, he laid hands on this young kid. I mean, and when I say young kid, he's not like he's under the age of 18. He's a young young adult that just doesn't know when to shut up. And he messed around and he found out that the pastor evidently has a past life. And he looks pretty good laying hands. So I'm going to play the video, so bear with it for a second if you're listening to the radio. So, Monica, if you would turn down the volume, because I don't know what language is going to come out of this young man's name. So, on the VMix, turn down the volume. He threw the first punch.
Yep.
That's when the pastor said, enough. He had a come to Jesus meeting.
He had enough time to pick up the kid's phone and throw it.
Yeah. And at that point, he's grabbing his hair. He's popping him one. And it looks like wrestling match from back in the day.
God.
And then at one point, he gets up. And it's personal because he goes for the kick. Watch, boom. So he definitely laid hands on him, but the kid went at him first. The kid, he came across the street. I'll give him that. He came across the street, but the kid took the first swipe at him, and the rest is history.
I just don't, I like what everyone was kind of saying yesterday. They missed the days when not everything was on camera. And this kid with his camera was thinking that he was going to get something, I don't know. That's good. Obviously, he's the one that got his ass whipped, and that's what's going viral.
To be honest,
but what was he expecting?
I like a pastor that is going to fight evil.
Oh, Absolutely.
And, you know, a pastor is supposed to be a leader, and leaders sometimes have to fight.
Yeah.
And so he had just got to the point where he had had enough. And when you're saying you're going to rape my wife and you're going to rape my grandkids, enough is enough. Now, he's been together with his wife for, I think they said 30 years, and they own a business together. They own a restaurant together in that small town. But, unapologetic. He's not going to apologize.
Yeah.
And why would he apologize?
Correct.
All right, over 10 billion U.S. tax dollars have been spent improperly on SNAP payments in 2025. 1 year, $10 billion. By the way, the error payment rate is roughly about 10.6%. By the way, you remember what New Mexico's error rate was, right, Monica?
No.
Almost 19%.
Okay.
Yeah, New Mexico leads. Well, New Mexico's number 2. Alaska tops everything at 23% error rate.
Wow.
But New Mexico is right there. Our error is way. So we're giving away $10 billion worth of taxpayer money, improper SNAP payments. Wow. Charges have been dropped against the country music artist Bailey Zimmerman. I don't get why they dropped charges.
He must have paid.
Yeah, maybe it cost $16,000 worth of damages. I don't know why you would drop the charges against him. If it was me or you, we would not have those charges dropped against us. That's for sure. Obama appointed judge struck down Trump's order requiring proof of citizenship to vote in U.S. elections. And the federal judge appointed by Obama said, you know, part of the reason I am going to overturn this is that there is no voter fraud in the United States. I'm sure they'll take this to a higher court. Now, we could fix this with the SAVE Act. That's all we got to do, codify this with the SAVE Act. That's all we need. That's all we need to do. So this rogue judge puts the smackdown on Trump yesterday. Albuquerque man accused of shooting and killing his girlfriend. I feel the love, don't you? I mean, a boyfriend loving a girlfriend, and you kill her? He's now facing charges after police say he shot his girlfriend over the weekend. Police say 33-year-old James Candelaria told him that he and Destiny Benavides had been drinking at home. She got upset over another woman. Candelaria claims he blacked out, and when he woke up, she was bleeding from the head. She died Wednesday. He has been charged with murder, and the state is fighting to keep him locked up. This is kind of a cool story. Lincoln Memorial. They, first time in like a long time, you're going to be able to go to the bottom of the Lincoln Memorial. New video from the U.S. Department of Interior teased about some never-seen-before views of the National Mall in Washington, D.C. Visitors are going to be able to explore the newly unveiled Lincoln Memorial Undercroft, a sprawling 15,000 square foot museum located directly beneath the monument. And this is the first time this is going to be open. This is 10 years in the planning. The Great American State Fair kicked off yesterday. Donald Trump kicked it all off, of course, with his tune. Of course, he's got to get out there. So the president, of course, flyovers and all of that. If you didn't see any of that, it was breathtaking. Lee Greenwood came out and sang "God Bless the USA." It's sad the people that said they weren't going to perform. I mean, that's on you. That's just bad. But the president came out, gave a great speech about what America is about and why we should be so proud to be an American.
We laid down the railroads, raised up the skyscrapers. built the great highways, invented the airplane, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism. We're going to have to do that again. And led humanity into space. And we did it all in the span of just 250 years. Now we are expanding the glory of American freedom into into a horizon that's never been seen before. We've never reached so high as we're reaching right now. This is our heritage. This is our history. And this is the destiny of America, to be the greatest, most incredible country ever to grace the earth.
So I love the part where he says we're probably going to have to fight fascism again. Yeah. And, people can yell and scream about Donald Trump being a fascist, but it's just not true. Correct. Just not true. But socialism, Marxism is coming to the United States, and we got to figure out how to defeat that. Price of oil this morning being brought to you by La Tienda. Find them in Carlsbad, home of the taco bar, made from scratch bakery. Man, I tell you what, they also have the made from scratch tortillas. Corn tortillas, flour tortillas. They also can take care of your shells and your chips, and they make all of that multiple times a day. On special this week, the produce extravaganza is going on. Let's get to the meat first. Boneless, skinless chicken breast, $1.99 a pound. Cooked shrimp, $8.99 a pound. Get the boneless beef chuck steak for $6.49 a pound, and get the quarter loin pork chops for $1.99 a pound. And the produce department, they've got the yellow nectarines or the peaches, 2 pounds for just $4. Red ripe tomatoes, 99 cents a pound. Texas cantaloupes, they're sweet, the new crop, 2 for $5. They also have the seedless grape, the green seedless grapes for $1.99, and watermelons are just $6.99. Produce extravaganza going on right now. Get the wheat bread. It's just $1.48 a loaf. Also get the pickled pepper or olive loaf for $6.48 a pound, and Black Forest ham, $5.48 a pound. Plus, they always have the coldest beer in town, fully stocked liquor department, and they've got Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and Big Red. Get the 2 12-packs for $10. Get it all today in Carlsbad at La Tienda. Check them out today. All right, Monica, the price of oil, it's 9 away from 7.
West Texas Intermediate is coming in at $69.46 a barrel. Brent crude, $72.76 a barrel. And natural gas is $3.30.
All right, Gabe Vasquez. We got a cut from Gabe Vasquez coming up in a second. Gabe Vasquez talking about why you should vote for him. I'm going to reverse that and say, is this why you would vote for Gabe Vasquez? I'm just asking. We had Greg Cunningham on Friday. What a outstanding individual. And by the way, has had a lot of different jobs besides being a politician.
Correct.
I can just say that. Yeah. All right. New Mexico and the U.S. Department of Justice filed a complaint against Medical Transport Company. The federal and state attorneys have tried to seize $2 million from a medical transport company accused of Medicaid fraud. On Tuesday, the U.S. and New Mexico Department of Justice filed a federal forfeiture complaint against Safeway Medical Transportation, which is had billed the state's Medicare program for drivers taking themselves to appointments and for other trips. They falsified records, flat inflated mileage, and more. The U.S. Department of Justice National Healthcare Fraud Takedown says that this is the first of dozens of cases that they will file in New Mexico. Los Angeles School Board passes their budget, and you know what? It is going to limit screen time for students. So screen time for students until they reach the age, second grade. Their budget for Los Angeles Independent School District is $20.6 billion. The governor calling for an investigation into the DEA allowing fentanyl to flood the streets of New Mexico. Yesterday, I talked about this. I am not for this at all. And the governor says she wants to investigate the Trump administration.
For what?
The only problem with that, Gov, is that most of this happened under the Biden administration. Wow. Trump didn't come into office until 2025, January of 2025. This happened in 2022, 3, and 24. So you can investigate the DEA, but that's going to fall under your buddy Joe Biden. But the whole thing is they allowed 74,000 fentanyl pills to be delivered to a mobile home park in Albuquerque, and they did nothing, according to a whistleblower. We'll find out more as soon as the DEA responds to that case. Air Canada flight with about 61 passengers diverted to Boston after the captain had to be removed from the cockpit in midair. The Air Canada flight forced to make an unexpected landing in Boston Logan International Airport. Of course, you've got most of the time on that size plane, you've got the co-pilot and the pilot, but the pilot was second pilot, took control, and all is good. The captain, whose condition was not released, was taken for medical treatment in Boston. U.S., the World Cup soccer team, learned they likely round of 32 opponents. They have drawn a favorable opponent, which is good. So the men's national team for the U.S., the path to the World Cup title just got a little bit easier. According to The Athletic, there are now greater than 99% chance the U.S. will face Bosnia, which is in round 32, which is a lesser of a team that they could have faced. Okay. So the Americans opened the World Cup with a 4-1 win over Paraguay and followed that with a 2-zip win over Australia and clinched their trip to the final 32 teams. And the U.S. team won the group when they defeated Turkey later last week. Ruidoso businesses are bracing for a downturn as the racetrack closure is going to hurt tourism in the Downs and in Ruidoso as they recover from the Salt and the South Fork fires 2 years ago, which has left devastating burn scar, which has produced flooding multiple times in Ruidoso and Ruidoso Downs. Of course, the track in January announced that it would not reopen this year for race season due to the remaining flood damage. The mayor of the Downs said that he's bracing for what could be a downturn in their economy. Of course, Lynn Crawford from Ruidoso also said that we are bracing for the pretty much the same thing, for sure. All right, we're going to talk about multiple fires in New Mexico. We'll get to that coming up in just a second. Gabe Vasquez, and then we'll get to the text, the thought for the day, and more. Gabe Vasquez talking about abortion. Listen to what he had to say about the overturning of Roe versus Wade.
On this day 4 years ago, the Supreme Court made the Dobbs decision overturning Roe versus Wade, ending the constitutional right for women's access to abortion. I can't tell you how wrong this is. The government has no business in the healthcare decisions of women, and extreme MAGA Republicans continue to push this. Banning abortion, even in the cases of rape and incest and medical complications. It's completely backwards, and I'm going to continue to fight for women's legal access and legal rights to abortion care in this country.
So that's who you're voting for at Gabe Vasquez if you're voting for Gabe Vasquez in Congressional District 2. And that's not, he's not 100% right. All the Supreme Court did is said it's a state's decision. And guess what? in his state. We are a state, New Mexico, where he serves. We are a state that is giving abortions to everybody, including state paid for abortions for people from Oklahoma, Arizona, and Texas. Our tax dollars are paying for that. So Gabe Vasquez, I don't know what you're talking about because you serve New Mexico. You don't serve Texas. I think every once in a while we need to remind Gabe, you don't serve Texas. You serve New Mexico. That's who you serve. And when it comes to socialism, we're going to do a deep dive into socialism when we come back from the break. Do you think independents are backing socialism? I'm thinking not. I think the majority of Americans are not for socialism. I think there is a fringe. I don't even think the majority of Democrats are for socialism. I'll do a deep dive into that coming up in just a second. All right, fires in New Mexico. The Jimenez fire burned about 150 acres in Sandoval County. And then you had the minor fire up there near Ruidoso, about a half acre north of Ruidoso. And the minor fire burned about a half an acre in Lincoln County. Crews were on the ground, and they are have that contained. And the Sacaton fire burning in the Gila wilderness area has burned about 2 acres, and that right off of 180. Sacaton fire spotted first time Sunday afternoon, so multiple fires burning in New Mexico. Venezuela update. We heard from Marco Rubio saying we are sending individuals for search and rescue. They had a 7.5 magnitude earthquake, and that was right after that, it was responded with a 7.8 magnitude earthquake. Now, Japan had an earthquake yesterday. California had an earthquake. And so central Venezuela, lots of buildings are down. Scale of damage, we don't know. So we'll find out very, very soon as our teams get there. But multiple earthquakes. By the way, that is the strongest earthquake to hit the country since 1900. Whoa. Since 1900. And a Democrat, her name, Monica, you might have to help me with her name. She's a Democrat socialist from New York, and she beat a Democrat, but difference between her, she's in the 13th Congressional District primary. Her name is Dalzia Villa Xavier, and she is a Democrat socialist. Okay. She hates America. In fact, she used the American flag to wipe her filthy hands. I don't know if you saw that video.
No.
She said this country is a effing disgrace. So this is the people that Zoran Mandani loves. Wow. These are the people that the Democrat socialists want to send to Washington, D.C.
Wow.
So we're going to unleash the radical Muslims going to Washington, D.C. and people that just hate America. And they're all on the Democrat side. All of them. Every one of them are on the Democrat side. Pretty sad. All right, we're going to get to the talk for socialism. Marco Rubio spoke about that yesterday. We'll dive into that. We'll also hear from John Fetterman at some point. He's talking about this young lady. And it's sad that he is the only Democrat that's left that is the voice of reason. But we'll look at a CNN poll about socialism in America. We fought socialism in America. We don't need socialism in America. All right, thought for the day this morning at 7:03. We'll get to that up next, Monica. KWMW Maljamar, 105.1 FM. KWES 93.5 in Ruidoso, KDAZ AM 700, FM 96.9 in Albuquerque. And if you're watching us on TV this morning, you're probably watching us in Albuquerque and Santa Fe on KNMQ 20.1 FM. Maybe you are watching us on YouTube, Facebook, X, TikTok, Rumble, all over the place. And if you have the opportunity, please, if you would go to our social media platforms and take the time to like, comment, and subscribe to all of our channels, if you would, we would greatly appreciate that. Thought for the day this morning being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, serving Southeast New Mexico. Service, value, quality products, no hidden fees. You know, the cool thing when you do business with Wakefield Oil, they are going to charge you for the price of the oil that they're bringing out, and they're going to charge you for taxes. That is it. So the fuel and then the taxes, that's it. Look, they work with big companies, they work with small companies, and everybody in between. And they love to do business with you. If you're looking for a company that just works really hard to not only get your business, but keep your business, this is the company. Go to WakefieldOil.com. They've been doing this for 40 plus years. And rest assured, your money is staying in New Mexico. Locally owned and operated. WakefieldOil.com, or give them a call, 575-622-4160. The thought for the day in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield.
Why are deliveries on a ship called cargo, but in a car, deliveries are called shipments?
All right, we got to also get to the price of oil this morning, being brought to you by North Star Laundry, one-stop shop for all your laundry. They offer dry cleaning, pressing, starching, wash, dry, and full. Walk in, drop off all the clothes. Doesn't matter if they're oily clothes because you work in the patch, or if they're just regular clothes. And, Mom, I'm just saying, you want the weekend off. You don't want to have to worry about everybody's clothes. Drop them all off and pick them up on Monday. You can do that. Yeah, drop them off just at any of their locations. And you know what else they have at all their locations? Coin-operated machines. 604 West Church, 609 West Lee, both of those in Carlsbad, and 406 West Cedar and Loving. It's your one-stop shop for all your laundry. It's North Star Laundry. Check them out today. Monica, and the price of oil.
West Texas Intermediate is coming in at $69.68. Brent crude $72.95, and natural gas is $3.31.
I'm rubbing off this morning.
We had already done price of oil.
So sometimes my brain is, my mouth is going faster than the brain.
You forgot we had already done it?
So we did the price of oil twice.
Yes.
This is why we need a sponsor for the price of oil. That keeps me straight. So if anybody, oil companies, you guys are making a buttload of money right now. Invest your money and be in the Breakfast Club. Sponsor the price of oil every day. Just send me a message on the text, 877-396-W105. I'll return your call, and we'll get you signed up. You can be the price of oil, and that will keep me straight. So help me out, if you would. We'd appreciate that. I'm just saying. All right, 707. Let's get to the text line this morning. Morning show being brought to you by WWRV3.com, 988-0392. This is a quiet place to park your RV. If you're in Carlsbad and you're looking for a quiet RV hookup, they've got 162 hookups. They've got 3 different RV parks, 30 and 50 amps available, all utilities included, including that high-speed internet that everybody loves. Everybody loves. That's included in your price. They're not charging you extra for that. They're pet-friendly, very well lit up, 988-0392, WWRV3.com for more information. 708, Monica.
NPR lover said, you also keep telling stories that you already said 2 and 3 days ago. Ooh.
I think I'm doing an update on that story.
Frank in the patch said, well, good morning, you guys, Monica, B, and Will. finally, the pedo politician Omar Guerrero, the Mission, Texas ex-politician, drug dealer, and sexual predator of minors. After 13 years on the run in Mexico, he was finally caught. Praise God, Frank. Dexter's Lab. Dexter sent in a cargo space? Cargo road. Okay, get it. I get it. It was a twist on the thought of the day. Anonymous in Lovington said, New York and that area of our country is like having an African American being part of the KKK when he knows dang well they don't like him, but they still let him in. And this texter said, it sounds like we need a snake Pliskin to handle the socialist. LOL. What's a Pliskin? 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 Richard says, good morning. Good morning, Richard. And B, Gila is pronounced Gila. Gila is pronounced Gila in New Mexico and Arizona. I don't think you said it any other way. Did you?
No, I think I probably messed up on it.
Little Jealous says, could you please give us the figure as to how many people come to the state for abortions? I can't seem to find the number. I will in a little bit.
Yeah, maybe during the break I can give you that. But I mean, look, our state offers free care for abortions. We'll even pay your hotel rooms and your meals. And, you know, I don't know if that number is available, because why would this state want to give that number out? Why would they want to give it out? I don't think they want to give that number out. But I'll look to see if I can find it. Are you disputing the fact that we do that?
No.
State?
They just wanted to know how.
Yeah, I don't know, because there are so many abortion providers in New Mexico. Some that fly under the radar. Look, we have one at Hobbs. Hobbs is a very conservative, God-fearing place. And they opened up a shop that nobody knew exactly what they were doing at this doctor's office. Mm-hmm. And as it turned out, the doctor wasn't even ready. He wasn't even, licensed to practice in New Mexico. Had lost his license in other places. Mm-hmm. In fact, the law was looking for him. But he was able to open up in New Mexico. Craziness.
You want me to keep going? You want a few more?
Keep going. Keep going.
All right. St. Jude Energy said, Democrat socialism is the new version of Democrat slavery. Jal Patriot said, U.S. soccer hasn't played Turkey yet. They will play them tonight. And Snake Plissken is a character from the Escape from New York and Escape from L.A. movies. Oh, okay. Snake Plissken is a character. Snake Plissken was badass. Brian from Albuquerque says, good morning, you guys. I learned the value of $1 from my grandmother, especially when it comes to the price of food, eating out versus preparing your own meals at home. And this texter said, good morning, B and Monica. May you guys have a great, blessed, new, thankful Thursday. Yes, Skinner, thank you. 63-year-old Christian said, unfortunately, I never knew any of my grandparents. My last one, Etta Terrell, passed away when I was about 18 months old. I was a late life baby. My mother was 38 when she had me in 1963. Aww. And
that was nowadays that's not that old, but back in the day that was she was up there back in the day.
She was. Okay, I'm trying to get to the one that where is it at? Okay. Here we go. No, there's one guy, I can't remember who said it, but he said that his grandpa taught him how to bag up drugs. I thought that was sad.
Yeah.
John Vasquez says, friendship is like peeing in your pants. Everyone can see it, but only you can feel the warm feeling inside. Thanks for being the pee in my pants. John, that's hilarious. That is so funny. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get a lot of people text in to tell me who Snake Plissken was. That's enough. I know who he is. Did you guys see where our Oompa Loompa Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham said that Trump wasn't helping with the fentanyl epidemic in New Mexico? What a freaking lying bee.
Yeah, I mean, look, most of the time when the DEA did that, it was under Biden. And I think she slipped up and didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay. It was Jay in the Patch. Jay in the Patch, are you okay? Like, did it traumatize you for life? Your grandpa showing you that? Anywho, lipstick on a socialist pig doesn't change it into a horse, said this texter. And this texter said, stop calling him a young kid. He's not a kid or a child. That's a grown-ass man making his grown-ass
Yeah, he was a man.
Getting his grown-ass whooped.
Yeah, he got his grown-ass beat. He definitely did.
And that's
all right, we're going to talk about, give me one more.
Okay, one texter said, the way that pastor whooped that dude's rear, that's how I picture angels beating demons when I pray. That's a good word picture. And another one said, where can we send money for that pastor's defense? Back to you, B.
Look, I think this guy has, I mean, I've got about 20 videos of him. Just because I shared that one video on Facebook and TikTok, all of a sudden my everything is about him. Yeah. So I guess that's the way. I guess that's the way that works. But I could see other pastors. You threaten the congregation.
Yeah.
I remember in Roswell there were a group of individuals that were out protesting in front of a church because they didn't like a certain pastor. And you know, the whole thing is, if you don't like the pastor, don't go to that church.
Correct.
It's very simple. Just don't go to the church. All right, we got a lot of things to talk about. When we come back, we'll talk about socialism. I am going to say that what's going on with the Democrat Party is kind of like what happened with the Tea Party and the Republicans. They are actually showing who they want to be. Because that was a defining moment when Obama was in office for the Republican Party, the Tea Party. This is actually who the Democrats want to be. We'll dive into that coming up when we come back. It's already 16 after 7. We're going to take a break. News this morning being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. Homegrown and proud of it. Farm and Ranch Supplies, Western Wear, feed for your animals. They've got everything. They are your certified Purina dealer. If you live on a farm or a ranch, and doesn't matter what you need, fencing materials, trailers, tank, tack, looking good Western wear, work gear, parts for your pump, or maybe you got big problems. You got plumbing issues. They got the full hardware store right on location. 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. Find them at Capitan at the Lincoln County Mercantile. 16 after 7. We're coming right back. We're beyond the Breakfast Club.
News this hour is being brought to you by Holland J Trucking of Lovington, providing services in all of South Central and Southeast New Mexico on into Texas. Let Holland J haul for you.
Holland J Trucking LLC of Lovington, providing services in all of South Central and Southeast New Mexico on into Texas with haul trucks, step decks, billy dumps, dump trucks, and backhoe services. We also have availability on forklifts, main lifts, telehandlers, pipe racks, and catwalks. With a new office and yard coming soon to Lovington, give us a call today at 575-396-1380 and at Holland J Truck and Haul for you.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. Nuclear waste disposal at the Waste Isolation Pilot Plant between Hobbs and Carlsbad has been on hold for more than a month due to problems with the facility's elevator system, and underground operations are expected to remain halted until at least August 27th. The U.S. Department of Energy requested permission to store 357 containers of waste at the surface of the site in the meantime, representing 25 shipments from Idaho and Los Alamos National Laboratories and the Savannah River site in South Carolina. The New Mexico Environment Department approved the request, giving WIP an extra 60 days to store the drums in the parking lot and waste handling building while repairs continue. The City of Carlsbad has a new event venue. The City of Carlsbad Council voted unanimously on June 9th to purchase the $3.4 million event center at 4017 National Parks Highway. The center can seat up to 500 guests and features an acoustic wall that splits the space into two 250-person rooms. The purchase also includes a commercial ice machine, refrigerator, freezer, portable dance floor, and stage, giving the venue full catering capability. City Manager Wendy Austin said the purchase was driven by Carlsbad's growing population and an expanding need for venue space. The city plans to use it for official meetings and lease it to local organizations for other events, though no specific plans have been announced yet. And New Mexico's oil and gas industry is helping put more kids in classrooms. Revenue from the industry, which funds roughly half the state budget, has made it possible for the New Mexico Higher Education Department to award $10 million to 5 colleges for upgrades to their on-campus child care centers. The University of New Mexico's Children's Campus plans to use its share to add about 52 spaces, expanding capacity from 271 to 323. UNM says nearly 1 in 3 of its enrolled students are parents. The other 4 recipients are San Juan College in Farmington, New Mexico State University, Santa Fe Community College, and Eastern New Mexico University in Roswell. And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Big changes are happening at the Lee County Event Center. They're undergoing a major renovation to bring you a better, more modern venue, inside and out. While the arena is temporarily closed during construction, they're still open for business. The banquet halls remain available and ready to host your next event. From safety meetings and corporate training to baby showers, birthday parties, and wedding receptions, the Lee County Event Center can accommodate you. Need space, service, and support? They have you covered with flexible rooms, affordable rates, and a professional team that cares. Conveniently located in Hobbs, New Mexico on the Lovington Highway, let them help you plan your perfect event during this exciting time of transformation. Call 575-391-2901 to book today. The Lee County Event Center. The arena is closed, but the banquet halls are open. Your experience is their priority, even during renovation.
Looking for more than just a job? Start here and go far with Mighty Wash and Hobbs. They're hiring now for full-time and part-time MSA positions starting at $14 an hour plus commission. Enjoy flexible schedules, competitive pay, career growth, and tuition reimbursement for post-high school coursework. At Mighty Wash, they're building leaders and creating opportunities every day. Work, grow, and succeed the Mighty Wash way. Your future starts here. Apply today at Mighty Wash and Hobbs and be part of something bigger. SDR Enterprises of Hobbs is your trusted source for dirt work, hydrovac services, trucking, and material hauling across Southeast New Mexico and West Texas. With experience and equipment to get the job done right, SDR is ready to serve your home, ranch, or business. Call 575-393-8420 to schedule service today. SDR Enterprises is hiring an experienced mechanic, haul truck driver, and vac truck driver. Learn more at SDREnterprisesLLC.com or visit 3901 South Eunice Highway in Hobbs. SDR Enterprises, where strong family values drive success.
The thrills are endless at Cliffs. I've tamed a sea dragon, wrestled a New Mexican rattler, and navigated the Rocky Mountain Rapids. There's no thrill big enough at Cliffs for this thrill seeker.
Get your tickets at cliffsamusementpark.com.
You never have to choose at Cliffs. You get it all. I love Water Mania at Cliffs Amusement Park. I love the Sea Dragon the best. I really love the Rattler the most. I can't wait to try to win that giant snake.
Get your tickets at cliffsamusementpark.com.
Great career opportunities are waiting for you now at Eddy County. They're always hiring for certified and uncertified EMTs and firefighters, as well as certified deputy sheriffs. And Eddy County has an immediate need for a staff accountant, a fire administrative assistant, a procurement administrator, a DWI community outreach and wellness coordinator, an SO evidence technician, safety officers, and a light equipment operator. Detailed job specifications and applications are available at eddycounty.org. Eddy County is an equal opportunity employer.
This show is powered by Permian Ford. Stop by and see Daniel Vellis today.
Snooze.
Need more snooze.
Be in the Breakfast Club. Substantial penalty for early withdrawal. Listen to the end, because you might, miss something. Be part of the show. Call 877-396-W105.
This is not headline news. Rumor has it the biggest names in music will be at Travis and Taylor's wedding. And the biggest pants, thanks to Andy Reid. There's a new exhibit on Paul McCartney and Wings in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Look for it in the Wings wing. Rod Stewart is using an oxygen tank during shows. Or as his fans put it, he's just like us. And the number of Americans carrying concealed weapons is increasing. Something to keep in mind the next time you get lippy at a Waffle House. This is not headline news.
724. That's another thing that the Europeans were going crazy about. Waffle House. They thought it was the best thing since sliced bread.
Oh, yeah.
The Waffle House. I'm like, you guys are really starving for food, evidently. I get it. The fish and chips.
I think that they just are in shock, for one, like, that they can have as much as they want.
Yeah, it's just different.
Yeah.
It's just different. So sometimes different is good. All right, 724 morning show being brought to you by Twin Wells Fuel Station. If you're driving right now and you're on 128 and you discover you need fuel, not an issue. All you got to do is exit Buck Jackson Road, go down less than 3 miles, and fill her up with diesel. They've got green diesel, red diesel, DEF, and unleaded. They accept fleet cards, debit cards, and credit cards. And the cool thing is they're available 24/7. It is a huge facility. It's a covered area. So a day like today, when it's supposed to be like 102, you're going to get a little break. You get some shade filling up in the covered area. Don't sweat it next time you're on 128. Just exit on Buck Jackson Road. Head to the Twin Wells Fuel Station, reminding you to be safe on the road. Taking out the trash coming up in a second. Things that happen on this date in history, our national anthem and our pledge, and more. New survey, they polled about 1,200 U.S. adults and found that 9 out of 10 people do not trust AI.
Well,
by the way, the 10th person is dating chatbot. Yeah, and it is he's quite happy with the chatbot. He is. I guess the 10th person never saw Terminator, the franchise.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing that out, bud. I'm just pointing it out. And the J.P. Morgan Chase executive has reportedly been fired from her job after she stole the Knicks trash can from New York City and dumped the trash all over the place. Maybe this will force her to watch, I don't know, some other team. But, yeah, she lost her job, so it didn't take her long to chase down hopefully another job. She'd probably go to work for Mandani. He's always looking for qualified people. Next time it snows, she can get out there and help shovel. I think that would be pretty cool. And Eli Lilly has a weight loss drug that can give bariatric surgery type results, is what they're saying. It's not approved yet. Mm-hmm. However, the FDA says they have allowed one person with serious, immediate, life-threatening medical issues to access the experimental treatment. We don't know this person's identity, but we do know that person is 79 years of age. And they were trying to say it was Trump. The Democrats were trying to say it was Trump. They debunked that and said it is not Donald Trump. Hugh Jackman's movie, The Sheep Detectives, has landed on Amazon Prime. By the way, it is free on Amazon.
That is such
and
a
the pollution
movie too.
Yeah. The pollution at the Lincoln Reflecting Pool is really taking a toll on the local wildlife. They have found dozens of ducks dead. And, of course, the Democrats are saying, well, yeah, the lame duck still isn't dead, though. The lame duck. Yeah, they're talking about, the president. 2/3 of Americans say they haven't decided who they're going to vote for in November, but they are starting, they said, gas prices will shape who they vote for in November. 49% of registered voters say the war and the conflicts and all of that, and we'll see where it goes. We'll definitely see where it goes, but they say gas prices will determine. And I think this is why the president, he understands this. He's seen the polls. He understands that gas prices are very, very important. And he is yesterday called out the gas companies. He actually mentioned names. President mentioned the names about the gas companies, and here's what he had to say about the gas companies.
They want a lot of communists to come in. I'm saying it a little bit differently, but
I'm sorry, that's the wrong cut. I was trying to read. I can't read. It's supposed to be cut number 9. 9. There we go. I played cut number 8. Here's what the president said about the gas prices.
So it's ExxonMobil, it's Chevron, it's Shell, it's BP, it's a lot of them. The gasoline or the oil prices have come down so much, and we are not seeing anything at the pump by comparison to what it should be. We should be, in my opinion, at $2.25 right now at the pump. And we're higher than that. And we are doing a big investigation on it. Yeah, they're not reducing the prices commensurate with what's happening. Look, we are sending out, think of it, 19 million barrels came out yesterday. That is a flood. That's like a gusher. That's an oil gusher.
So the president said the Department of Justice is going to investigate those oil and gas companies because he believes that the price should have been already coming down. All right, the president talking about about communists, and here's what the president said about the Democrats being a bunch of communists.
People that they're pushing are communists, and this country is not going to have communists.
So we fought for years against communists. Mm-hmm. We fought for a long, long time against the communists. So, independents are going to decide many of these elections, including New Mexico.
Right.
So what exactly do independents say about socialists? What do they have to say about socialists? This poll coming from CNN.
2/3 of independents oppose moving towards socialism. Is there a swing district, Morris, where you think a Democratic socialist can win?
I think that we spend a lot more time talking about labels than the average swing voter thinks about them. I think we've seen the mayor is a Democratic socialist, and he's a proud Democratic socialist, but you see people interact with policies, campaigns, and ideas not predicated on the label they're applying to themselves, but how are they going to make their lives better?
So I wanted to back up this thing so you can just look, 61% of adults think that it's a bad thing. 61% of American adults, more than half, think that socialism is a bad deal. And it is a bad deal. It's a terrible deal. Marco Rubio talked about socialism. Look, if anybody knows about socialism, Marco Rubio's dad probably talked to him since he was a baby about Castro and about communists and about socialism as he fled Cuba. Here's what Marco Rubio said yesterday as he was driving, I guess, in Bahrain.
The line is that unless the Democratic establishment steals it from him, Bernie Sanders, a Democratic socialist, is going to be the Democratic nominee for president. And that's a really big deal because Democratic socialism sounds benign, but at the core of Democratic socialism is Marxism. And at the core of Marxism is this fake offer that if you turn over more of your individual freedom, we're going to provide you security. We're going to provide you free healthcare. We're going to provide you free education. But the problem is that when they can't deliver on it, or when you're not happy with it, you don't get your freedoms back. And by freedoms, I don't just mean elections. I'm talking about the right to choose your own doctor, the right to make healthcare decisions for yourself, what your kids learn in school, what schools they go to. All that stuff you lose control over, and you don't get it back just because the security they promised you didn't happen. So that's what we're on the verge of having to decide here in this country. It's a reason why people flee countries that have this stuff. It's a big deal for America, and I hope people start waking up to that reality.
I hope people start waking up also. You know, what's crazy is that, most of this is going on in New York. New York City is the largest city in America. And The View yesterday, they think that it's probably a good idea that America is moving towards socialism. They won't think it's that great of an idea when they get charged more taxes so it can pay for all this stuff. Then they'll start walking it back.
I think that New York is the nation's cultural and political capital, and that's just a fact. And I think the Democratic Socialists of America is a force to be reckoned with at this point.
Yes.
I really do believe that. You mentioned these other candidates that won, but you didn't mention Brad Lander, who ran on basically a Democratic Socialist platform. He ran on building more affordable housing, protecting reproductive rights, the fight to protect and stand up for the LGBTQ plus community, Medicare for all.
Who did he unseat, though? Who did he beat?
He beat another Democrat.
He beat Dan Goldman, who led the impeachment against Donald Trump.
Yes, but
you took out a sitting progressive liberal who was a liberal hero 2 years ago. But because he believes in Israel's right to exist, he lost his seat.
But because perhaps it's time for change. Perhaps it's time for change. The Democratic Party.
Man, we are going down a wacky road for sure. And look, they're taking out their own. They're gobbling up their own. It's crazy that they're gobbling up their own. All right, 7:35. We'll check the text coming up next. 3 Wendy's employees allegedly took food from the trash, spit on it, and then served it to an unhappy customer. This happened in South Carolina. And they have all been arrested after they allegedly pulled the food from the trash, spit on it, and served it to a customer who had complained about their order. And they were like, oh, we'll fix it. And took food out of the trash. Ilana Sanders, 23. Trinity Lachelle Rice, 19. And LaShonda Crystal Holly have all been arrested and charged with tampering with human drug products or food items at the Wendy's in Union, South Carolina. What is wrong with people?
I know. First you had that one lady that was spitting in people's orders. Now you have people
and then we had the one that threw hot grease on somebody. It's just, what the hell is wrong with you people? Wow. Former Albuquerque police officer sentenced for a deadly off-duty motorcycle crash. Looks like was sentenced to prison Wednesday for that, hitting and killing a man while riding his motorcycle off-duty. Ezekiel Flores resigned from the department after hitting Daniel Trujillo on Central Avenue. Flores and his passenger, Crystal Garcia, who was also an off-duty police officer and off-duty at the time, were riding on a motorcycle at high speed when they struck Trujillo, who was crossing the street. Trujillo died from his injuries. Neither Flores or Garcia stopped to provide and render aid or call 911 after the crash. Free Carmelo Anthony mob hunted a woman in a bloody attack in Texas. You know, when I go to my mom, most of the time I'm stopping in Longview, Texas. That's like my halfway point, Longview, Texas. Thank God I'm always packing, because if they're coming after a bald-headed white guy, I'm going to protect myself.
Amen.
A woman in Texas is recovering from serious injuries after she said a group of women jumped her in a bloody attack. The cause of the assault? Support for Carmelo Anthony. In a graphic social media post, the victim said that she was approached by a group of strangers as she and a friend were walking back to their car after going out for drinks. Police in Texas confirmed to Fox Digital the woman was assaulted by a group of people who were chanting "Free Camelo" in a random attack in Longview, Texas over the weekend. Victim wrote, while getting jumped, they were yelling, "Free Camelo, free Camelo." Of course, Camelo, the 17-year-old that was charged with murder and will spend 35 years of his life behind bars. What does this random person have anything to do with Carmelo Anthony, except that they were both white? Wow. By the way, she's recovering from those serious injuries. And yesterday, Lisa Blunt, Rochester, was asked about Democrat socialists. So her name is Lisa Blunt Rochester. She's from Delaware. She's a Democrat. And she was interviewed on CNBC, and they asked her multiple times, where has socialism worked? She refused to answer the question. So I'm going to ask that question to any Democrat socialist this morning. Where has socialism worked in the world? If you could point out one person, one place where socialism is thriving, I would love to hear your story. I would. And the former Los Angeles fire chief is now suing Mayor Karen Bass for defamation. And after that devastating fire, Palisades fire, Christine Crowley was removed from her position in February of 2025, weeks after the blaze began. The fire, which hit the Pacific Palisades area of Los Angeles, destroyed 6,833 structures. It killed 12 people. Lawsuit: Crowley claims Bass made and continues to make false statements about her that has damaged her reputation. So she's going to go ahead and sue. And good news for New Mexico. 5 colleges in New Mexico received grant funding for child care upgrades. Well, don't we already have that free universal child care? Why do we need the feds to pay for this? So about $10 million in upgrades are going to be made for on-campus child care centers. Well, we already have free health care. The state is providing that. But this is for individuals that are going to college. It's going to provide daycare for women that are going to college, and they will be able to go to college while their kid gets decent health care. I am not 100% against that, but we do have universal health care for everybody living in New Mexico. I mean, the governor said it, and she's very proud of it. I'm just throwing it out there. Why isn't the state paying for it? Right. All right, we're going to get to the text line. Text line being brought to you by, of course, our buddies at Amigo Machinery. Check them out, amigo-machinery.com. They are your Kubota dealer. This morning, we're being powered by Permian Ford. Go to the website, permianford.net, looking for a brand new car or truck. Go talk to Daniel today. And the question of the day, what have you learned from your grandparents? Being brought to you by Lovington Auto and Big Truck Parts. Check them out, Avenue D in Lovington. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Atlas Makeup Mirror and Grooming Tool, ×1, ×5, ×10 magnification. Tell you what, they offer these mirrors that are the best in the business. They have bright LED lights. They travel so easy. They come in that traveling case. The whole thing weighs less than 4 pounds. Looking for a mirror that mounts on the wall of your bathroom? They can accommodate that. And they've also offering now the pocket mirrors. $29.99 to $39.99 for the pocket mirrors. Go to the website, order today, atlasmakeupmirror.com for the best mirrors on the market. Somebody having a birthday that works in the office or in the family, pocket mirrors would be ideal. Go to the website, atlasmakeupmirror.com. 742, Monica in the text.
All right. Jay in the Patch said, I'm definitely good. I came from the rock bottom in life, gangs, prison, drug addiction. Now I have an amazing wife of 23 years, 4 wonderful, productive young adult kids, And they follow the rules, the laws. They've got respect for people, and I thank God for it all. Oh, that makes me feel so much better. You overcame. Jay in the patch. The Trump administration is finding illegals by searching Medicaid and EBT benefits, and Democrats are throwing a fit. Democrats keep saying no illegals are receiving those benefits. Then why are they mad? And Texas Tower Dog says, for the question of the day, I was raised by my grandparents. My grandpa taught me how to be a hard worker and a provider. And my grandma showed me the way of a Christ life like and how to love everyone and how to respect others. They both passed in 2016, 1 month apart. I miss them dearly.
Wow.
God bless and have a great day. Oh, was it kind of like The Notebook? Like one passed away and then the other one passed away from a broken heart? Texas Tower Dog or nah?
That happens often.
Mm-hmm. Brady says, I learned to shoot. My grandpa started teaching me firearm safety and shooting skills when I was barely 5 years old.
Wow.
Brian Buckley said, Longview, Texas. When I go to Texas, that's my biggest go-to city. That's where my good friend and buddy Neil McCoy lives. We usually go have lunch when I go there. Good morning to you, Brian, and good morning to Neil. And you know, guys, all this socialism BS goes back to the schools. Our children have been indoctrinated by these teachers for years. It's very, very sad that parents need to wake up and take control of our kids' education. Tony in the Cap Shop said, FYI, you don't go through Longview, Texas to get to South Louisiana. LOL.
Damn sure do. Damn sure do.
You don't tell B where to go. Where you
I damn sure do. I go through Dallas, cut across Longview, Shreveport.
Get 'em.
Sure do.
Get 'em. My grandparents taught me to put family first, said Tony in the Cap Shop. And Gary says, my grandpa taught me how to make beer, wine, and whiskey. I love that they're all mixed, honestly. Some are like meaningful and some are like they taught you how to be heathens. And representing today in the oil patch, Big John's got his W105 t-shirt. You know what? If you guys have 105 gear, I would love to turn that into like a post on our Facebook post because we're here. I mean, it'd be one way to generate likes, Kevin, like likes and shares or whatever. So if you don't mind, like sending me a picture of you in your W105 ball caps or your t-shirts or whatever, and you do give me permission to post that sucker.
And soon maybe we'll have Be in the Breakfast Club attire.
Ooh.
We'll have to get with Will Rooney.
Yes. All right. Oh, Big Trucker C said, make some 105 FR shirts and I would definitely wear them to work. Those would probably be super pricey, though. And another dang texter said, excuse me if you already reported another Trump lie. Trump first said the reflective pool was indestructible. Now Trump is blaming a simple box cutter.
Oh, yes. I mean, indestructible. With a knife? No. It's like a tire. Yeah, it's indestructible on the road, but yeah, not if they take a knife to it. I mean, let's be for real. I mean, serious.
Be so for real. El Guapo Gringo said, my grandparents taught me how to lick green stamps and put them in a book. Do you remember when Thriftway did those stamps? And you had to lick them and stick them on the thing, and then every 10 little coupon things you got, it was like $15 off of your groceries. Patricia in Texas and Tennessee says, my mom and my sister was a hoarder. Not me. I give it to Goodwill or I throw it away. Some things now I wish I would have kept that I had to get rid of by moving. Patricia, and I got your text earlier. You know, normally, well, Will told me I had to keep it soft for the overnight show. That's why I can't be super loud. That's why I can't be super loud. Okay, let's see. Adam from Artesia said, I seen that video of the pastor beating the Holy Ghost out of that old boy. The kick in the end was a bit much, though. I don't believe in kicking somebody in the head. It might kill him. I'd kick him. I hope it wouldn't be in the head.
Yeah,
but
I think
I'd kick him.
I I just think that once he started, he was like, I mean, I don't know if you saw the part where he wrenched his neck. I mean, I was like, oh, this old boy has been there before. I mean, he's probably back in the day, probably was not a Christian like he is today. But it just came back out of him.
Oh, no, you're right. My grandparents taught me how to be a chismoso.
Man, I tell you what, my wife, by God, I love her to death, but
is she chismosa?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, she's like, oh, you got to hear the new chisme. I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to know.
And
I said, because every time you're talking, you're passing that crap, somebody's talking about me.
Is that what they call it over there in the Philippines? Chisme?
Yes.
Chisme.
Yes.
Wow.
Chisme.
David from Roswell said, politicians are narcissists. That hit and run makes sense. She was worried about optics. That's another good reason, too. She didn't want anybody to know. This is from 1959, and it is slowly happening. This texter sent in, I don't know where it's from, but apparently, hold on. I can't get to it. Sorry. Send it again. This time, make it a little bigger. Hippie from the Patch said, my grandparents plus my mom and dad taught me to respect, have manners, and to treat others like you would want to be treated. A lot of people don't have those values anymore. Mm-hmm. Fisherman said, my grandfather showed me work ethic, respect, and when a handshake is a promise, you don't break. L77 said, it's really sad how it had to be a bunch of people that beat down the woman. All they are and always will be a bunch of cowards, should be hung for what they did. John from Eunice said, Kevin, the problem is that these young kids have been indoctrinated. If they can convince them that they're gender neutral or born in the wrong sex, they can easily convince them that communism is better than what we have. And I think that they've accomplished that. Every day they preach that America is bad. They see it on the news. They hear it in their schools. The sad part is these a-holes are using our own system against us. That's what that text message said that I couldn't read. That's what it said. Like they'll infiltrate from within. Like they don't have to necessarily come over and conquer or like defeat us through a war or something. Like it's going to come from the inside.
No doubt.
So sad. And good morning, you guys, and my little butthead. Love you. See you in a few days. Everybody have a safe and wonderful day. Good morning, Breakfast Club. Have a great day, said Joe. And I do believe that catches us up with the text line, B.
All right, Usher Vance. What is the matter with wearing a maternity dress from Goodwill? A lot of the clothes I wear, I will find at the thrift store because I am cheap. I am cheap. And, most everything I wear nowadays are T-shirts. Mm-hmm. And so to me, as long as they're soft tees, I don't care what they say. Well, I mean, I ain't going to wear one that says I support Democrats. Hell no. I ordered my T-shirt today that says my dog is a Democrat because it wants me to feed it every day.
Yes.
I got that. And all it does is lay around the house all day. Yeah, that's another one, but I'm going to have to wait to buy that one. But Usha, who is the second lady, J.D. Vance's wife, had some fun at the expense of the New York Times for what she claims is a political significance of her pregnancy wear. Vance is pregnant for her fourth child with J.D. Vance. Of course, J.D.'s been gone a whole bunch as of late. And they made fun. The New York Times made fun of some of her attire. And so she made sure and went and got a dress from like, she went to places that other people shop. Mm-hmm. She doesn't need, dresses from the top fashion place. So she went out and bought a maternity dress from Old Navy. She paid $8.75 for the dress, and she likes it.
Good for her.
And she screenshotted it, and she put it. She put up how much she paid for the dress, $8.75. just to prove to the New York Times that, you know what, I don't have to spend all this crazy money to look good. And, God bless Usha Vance having to put up with so much crap that she probably doesn't deserve. All right, looks like Americans are asked to snitch. See, this is going back to COVID, where there was like the snitch police. Hey, my neighbor's not abiding by the COVID rules. I got told that at Albertsons in Ruidoso, I was walking down the wrong way of an aisle. I went, what the hell are you talking about, lady? No, you can only walk this way down the aisle. And you feel safe doing that? Because I don't. I'm here to get what I need and get the hell home. If you're going down the wrong way, I'm going to report you. Oh, please do. So new rules means America's, we got snitches. So a city in California, San Luis Obispo, California, is paying $500 for anybody that calls in their neighbor for popping fireworks, and it leads to their arrest of their neighbor. So if your neighbor's popping fireworks, you just call in. If your neighbor gets arrested, you get paid $500. Wow. Wow. Look, I might not like my neighbors popping fireworks, but I'm not calling the police to say, hey, they're over there popping fireworks.
Right.
Me personally, I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. And look, $500 is $500, but at the end of the day, I really don't need the money that bad. I don't. No. All right, take it out trash. 755, taking out trash, being brought to you by Trash Eaters. Go to the website, trash-eaters.com, veteran-owned and operated. They're ready to pick up your trash. That's what they do, waste hauling. They have residential trash pickup for the 96-gallon poly carts. They could drop one off at your house today. They have the big metal dumpsters, 2 and 4 yard dumpsters for commercial clients, and they have roll-off containers. If you're heading to location, you get there, things are just a mess. You need the area cleaned up. You need a roll-off container. Call Kayleen, 575-408-1719. Website, trash-eaters.com. America is out of control. Every once in a while, we need to remind people that we are a Christian nation and have been a Christian nation. A Christian woman says she was escorted from the Detroit Tigers ball game after fans complained about her shirt that said Jesus over pride. That's all it said. Jesus over pride. The incident now generating an outrage among Christians against Major League Baseball. See, there are so many more Christians than there are people that support pride. Major League Baseball is bent over backwards to accommodate drag queens and transsexuals, but they sure get triggered over the word Jesus. Or Trump. Paige Combs Morgan, 31 years old, of Commerce Township, Michigan, told the Detroit News she attended Friday's Tiger game at Commerce Park against the White Sox. That's when stadium employees and the Detroit police removed her from the ballpark because of a shirt that said the word Jesus in rainbow colors and the phrase Jesus over pride. They kicked her out because of a shirt. Now, if the shirt would have said F Trump, they would have no problem with it at all. They would. If it was said Black Lives Matters, no problem at all. This is the same Major League Baseball that got upset over Bible verses on pride caps. But they eventually walked that back after a U.S. senator went and talked to them. Why should my attire be judged in a different way than other people's attire? Maybe the pride T-shirt maybe offended me. Why aren't you worried about me?
Yeah, good point.
Why aren't you worried about us? It's always you're going after us and not worrying about what offends us. I say we all should start wearing T-shirts like this to let people know there are more of us than you.
Amen.
Taking out the trash this morning being brought to you by Trash Eaters. Trash-Eaters.com. KWMW Maljamora 105.1 FM. KWES 93.5 Ruidoso. Hey, you can watch us, listen to us at KDAZ AM 700 FM 96.9. You can also find all the contact information about where we're streaming at BeInTheBreakfastClub.com. Wondering about our phone number, 877-396-9105. This morning we are streaming, video and audio streaming on KNMQ 20.1 TV in Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Plus, we're on Rumble. We're on TikTok. We're on Facebook. We're on X. We're all over the place. We appreciate you watching. And if you could, if you're watching on our social platforms, do us a favor. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our channels. That's our way of building our audience. The algorithms love when you make a comment and hit that like button as many times as you can. We would greatly appreciate that. Straight up 8 o'clock. Let's get to things that happen on this date in history. Our national anthem and pledge just around the corner. Things that happen on this date in history being brought to you by A Custom Construction and Roofing. Roofing and insurance specialist. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Local veteran is the owner and operator. Has been for 30-plus years. His name is Dwayne Pennick. He's my buddy, and he's got the A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau and has had that for 30 consecutive years. Every year he has been open for business, he has had that A-plus rating. Dwayne's number is 575-318-9725. He does roofing, he does construction, he does remodel projects, thinking about doing something a little different this year. Protecting your investment, maybe with a carport. He can do that. Thinking about patios and sunrooms and that type of stuff. Call Dwayne Pennick, a guy that you can trust. And look, he has put together a great team. 575-318-9725. Call him today, warning you about the unlicensed out-of-town contractors. When they're gone, the warranty is pretty much gone. And usually when they're gone, you find the shoddy work. That's why you need to call Dwayne Pennick at A Custom Construction and Roofing. Things that happened on this date in history. The FARC was introduced to American dining by Governor Winthrop in 1630. Decades later, after intense negotiation, they settled, which side of the plate the FARC would go on. They did. Virginia became the 10th state. In 1788, General Custer and his fellow soldiers were wiped out at Little Bighorn on the plains of Montana in 1876. Very first film with sound effects was Old San Francisco, made its debut in 1927. Federal minimum wage was raised to 40 cents an hour in 1938.
Wow.
Somebody should let our boss know that it's supposed to be 40 cents an hour.
No.
We need all the help we can get. 1951, the very first commercial color telecast took place as CBS transmitted a 1-hour special program from New York to 4 other cities. Unfortunately, It featured a polar bear holding a white sheet in the snowstorm. So the color didn't help, no, but it was in 1951. Birthdays today. McKenna Grace from Young Shelton also was on Scream 7 and Ghostbusters, turns 20 today. Candyman is 58.
Okay.
He is, the rapper Candyman, 58. A favorite among dentists. The dentists love him. J.J. Walker from Good Times. Dynamite is 79 years of age. For the younger listeners, no, he was not a terrorist when he said dynamite. And Carly Simon is 81 years old today. Brought us a lot of great songs. You probably remember, if you're old enough, Coca-Cola, the jingle Anticipation. Also did the song about her boyfriend, You're So Vain.
Yes.
You're always thinking people are talking about you. I think it was James Taylor she was talking about back in the day. She turns 81. And by the way, if it's your birthday today, I hope you have a great birthday. If you're celebrating an anniversary, I hope you have an awesome day today. All right, we're going to get to our national anthem and our Pledge of Allegiance. Some of the stories that we are going to talk about in the next break. New Mexico launches a free mental health app for teens. And Ratita Shalib, we talked a little bit about this. She was outraged that the Antifa leader that attacked that ICE facility, that he's being sent away for 100 years. And America's 250th anniversary. Are you proud to be an American? Maybe that's the question for tomorrow. Are you proud to be an American? And the Democrat-led state dominates the improper SNAP payments. If I told you that most of the improper payments come from Democrat states, would you believe that?
Yes.
Well, I'm telling you that. We'll dive into that story coming up in just a second. 8:05, we're BM the Breakfast Club. Morning show this morning, and our national anthem and our pledge being brought to you by Rebecca Long. Look, Rebecca has made some changes in her office, and she is now a independent insurance agent. Yes, she can take care of your home, your auto, your life insurance, commercial insurance. Yeah, your boats, your ATVs, your motorhomes, your motorcycles, and more. And look, Rebecca has access to a lot of different companies now. And she looks forward to working for you. If you live in New Mexico, she's ready to go to work for you. And she'll find the right coverage and the right price. Just stop by 226 West Vega and Hobbs. Or look, if you're outside of Hobbs, just give her a call. 575-393-6909. 6909. Call Rebecca Long today. She wants to be your insurance agent. 806. She's also the proud sponsor of our national anthem and the pledge.
Hi, my name is Cooper, and I'm from College Lane Elementary, and I'm going to be saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
El Charro de Oro, Sebastián de la Cruz.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose brown stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the
808, Large Prayer this morning being brought to you by Jude Oil, reminding you God is in complete control.
Today's verse of the day comes to us from Psalms 34:18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, and he rescues those whose spirits are crushed.
Hi, my name is Jose Luevno. I work for Jude Oil. Would you please join us in saying the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
All right, we're going to keep you updated with everything going on. Already 8:09, we're beyond the Breakfast Club. News this morning being brought to you by Luke Ragsdale, reminding you that accidents happen when you least expect them, and when they happen, you need a trusted law firm. I'm proud to say that law firm is the Ragsdale Law Firm. They specialize in car accidents, personal injury, medical malpractice, and oil-field accidents. Ragsdale Law Firm is based in Roswell, but they serve the entire state. Look, they're there for you every step of the way. Free consultation, and you never pay until they win your case. It's easy. Call Luke Ragsdale today, 575-208-5300. If you're driving this morning, need the web address, ragsdalelawfirm.com for more info. It's already 8:10. We're being the Breakfast Club, coming right back.
News, I'm Roxanne Evans. The death toll continues to climb in Venezuela. At least 164 are dead, hundreds injured after twin earthquakes hit near Caracas. An intensive search is underway.
Rescuers and first responders can still be seen digging through the rubble, searching for survivors. There are reports that people could be heard calling out for help from the wreckage.
Fox's Chanley Painter, Secretary of State Marco Rubio in the Middle East, reassuring Gulf partners on the Iran deal and speaking about those efforts to aid Venezuela.
They're already deploying search and rescue teams from Fairfax County, Virginia, and Los Angeles.
Talks between the U.S. and Iran resume next week. That from Pakistan's foreign ministry. The big issues on the table remain Iran's nuclear program and the Strait of Hormuz. America's listening to Fox News.
What's really going on? Daniel Velos here, Permian Ford Lincoln, Hobbs, America, 1000 North El Paso Street in Hobbs. I want to make sure that you guys know that we are heavily buying vehicles right now, guys. That is right. As we're selling them, we're having an amazing month. We're hiring people, and we're also buying vehicles. So anything that you have to sell us, come meet the guys. Come meet the Big Blue Gorilla. Come do it. We are the home of the Permian Powertrain Promise, and we'll make you some great deals. Come give us an opportunity to give you a bid on your vehicle. Bring it down. 1000 North El Paso Street, Hobbs, America.
This January, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship takes over the ocean. The inaugural Bruise Cruise sails from Miami to the Bahamas aboard the Norwegian Jewel. 3 straight days with pool deck bare knuckle fights in the Caribbean, massive parties, beach events, DJs, cigars, tequila tastings, and non-stop action. The lineup reveals coming soon. Cabins are disappearing fast, and the prices won't stay this low. Reserve your spot with just $200 down at BKFSEA.com.
Party at your place this summer? Fix things up inside and out with July 4th deals, now at Lowe's. Get up to 45% off select major appliances and save up to an additional 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. Plus, save $80 on a select Charbroil Performance Series gas grill, now $299. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 7/8 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
If your workday depends on equipment that shows up ready, you need Kubota at Amigo Machinery in Roswell. Check out Kubota construction equipment, built for serious digging, grading, and moving material with the reliability Kubota is known for. Kubota has the #1 selling compact excavator in the world, and Amigo Machinery can help you match the right equipment to the job. Call 575-624-2026 or visit amigo-machinery.com today.
Dear Rattlesnake, Toyota Tacoma bites back with a truckload of attitude and the power to back it up. An available iForce Max hybrid powertrain is poised to strike. With up to 326 horsepower and 465 foot-pounds of torque, Tacoma is one mean machine. Now who's rattled? Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Visit Permian Toyota in Hobbs today. Toyota, let's go places.
Your crew brings their best, not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat. Michelob Ultra, superior like beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Where does Michelob Ultra Pure Gold taste most refreshing? Anywhere the sun shines. A superior smooth taste worth playing for. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, organic light lager. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Pure Gold Light Lager, St. Louis, Missouri. Certified organic by Vodka.
It's America's 250th anniversary, and to celebrate, National Furniture Liquidators is giving you $250 off every $1,000 you purchase. Deals like this sofa and love seat with $250 off, just $750 both pieces. Or this massive queen bedroom with $500 off, just $1988. Save on everything for your home, plus great financing options regardless of your credit. It's $250 off every $1,000 for America's 250th anniversary. National Furniture Liquidators.
Nobody beats Shorty.
7 incredible shows in 17 days at Jack's Backstage in Ruidoso. Thursday, June 25th, Giovanni and the Hired Guns with Austin Meade, the genre-bending Texas rock powerhouse behind hits like Ramon Ayala and Overrated, joined by Austin Meade, one of Texas rock's most electrifying live performers. Friday, June 26th, Jason Boland and the Stragglers, legends of Red Dirt Country with over 2 decades of hits, including Pearl Snaps and When I'm Stoned, one of the most respected bands in Texas music. Saturday, June 27th, Emo Kids, the ultimate emo and pop-punk party featuring the music of Blink-182, Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, Paramore, Taking Back Sunday, and more. Food, drinks, VIP experiences, and outdoor concerts under the stars. Tickets are on sale now at jacksbackstage.com and the Jack's Backstage box office. Use promo code NICK for 10% off. Jack's Backstage, live music, big laughs, unforgettable nights.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Good morning for Southeast New Mexico. The temperatures this afternoon are going to be very toasty and hot. 103 degrees in Roswell with a 20% chance for thunderstorms. And Carlsbad, Artesia, it's 106 degrees today, a 10% chance for a thunderstorm. And Lovington, 102 degrees with a couple of thunderstorms possible. Lovington tomorrow on Friday with a high temperature of 101 degrees. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
This show is powered by Permian Ford. Stop by and see Daniel Bellis today. Be in the Breakfast Club, harassing the world courtesy of a bad childhood.
Take the children and get them out of here.
Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to Be in the Breakfast Club.
What I say is what I say.
With the U.S. team's World Cup success, suddenly you're really into soccer. But like most Americans, you don't know what you're talking about. You should download Soccer GPT.
Welcome to Soccer GPT.
With Soccer GPT, it's 90% confidence, 10% understanding. What's going on now, Soccer GPT?
Their shape is good, but their spacing is inconsistent.
You know, their shape is good, but their spacing is inconsistent. Okay, what else?
Their delivery on set pieces has been excellent. They're just not getting enough bodies in the box.
The set pieces are great, but they got to get more bodies in the box.
Wow, you really know your soccer, Donnie.
And you'll never miss a shot with Soccer GPT's Alexi Lawless feature.
My AYSO coach, when I was 9, knew more than Alexi Lawless.
My AYSO coach knew more than Alexi Lawless.
Boy, Donnie, your Alexi Lawless comments are on point.
Thanks, Soccer GPT.
Soccer GPT, turning casual fans into insufferable experts since yesterday.
That would be me, because I know nothing about soccer, just about the flopping. I remember when my granddaughter played soccer, it was like, more flopping. You need to get in there and get more flopping. That's all I know, more flopping.
I still don't understand offsides. I think that it sucks. Like, you can't score unless they're in perfect position or ahead of you.
I have
you see what I mean?
no idea.
Like, no idea. At first, I had no idea. Patrick had to explain, like, bit by bit by bit.
I have no idea. I bet Patrick didn't know either until his son played soccer.
You know what? And
then he had to go learn the rules.
Everything. And he was like, it sucks that they didn't have soccer at Lovington High whenever I went. He was like, I would have dominated. I'm like, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
13-year-old boy hospitalized as a precaution after exiting the log flume ride at Disney, sliding down the attraction's 50-foot final drop on his bare butt.
Bare butt?
You know what's cool, though? They caught the whole thing on there. You know, when you're riding that ride, they take your picture, and for $44, it's a real steal. He got the whole thing. That's cool. By the way, Goofy wanted to administer CPR, but the park policy prevented them from taking off that big Goofy head, so he couldn't administer the, it was pretty sad. And a Michigan startup plans to launch a bare-bone electric pickup truck, and it hand crank windows, no radio, and it is going to be the most affordable EV on the market, less than $25,000. And they're hoping to be like the Edison to Elon Musk's Cyber. As long as you don't have to crank start it, I think I'll be okay with that.
Right.
For $25,000, I mean, $25,000, that's the price of a used car nowadays. Supposedly, Toyota is also planning a gas-powered truck that they're going to bring onto the market, a small gas-powered truck that is going to be less than $30,000. And I see Suzuki also has, like here in the Philippines, I see the Toyota and the Suzuki, which is a very, very mini truck. But those things are cheap. I can pick one up pre-owned for like a couple $1,000.
Yeah.
The only reason I have it is because I have no parking space for another vehicle. Disney's CEO, Bob Iger, he is the former CEO, defending ABC's controversial decision to pull Jimmy Fallon from the airwaves last year. Yeah, he said, look, Kimball was temporarily pulled from the ABC lineup back in September because his remarks were in bad taste. So they removed him. And Olympic ski legend, this guy is when I think of like the alpine ski medalist for the United States, Brody Miller was the dude. He's 6-time Olympic alpine ski medalist, has been charged with 1 count of a controlled substance and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia. He was arrested in Idaho earlier this month. By the way, he insists that it did not belong to him, belonged to a friend. To what I have to say, Dave wasn't there, bro. Dave was not there. Guess what's coming back? A remake of the horror classic, The Blair Witch Project. It's coming out. It'll be in theaters next year. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I was just starting to get over the motion sickness from the first movie, the original Blair Witch Project. I couldn't watch that because I've got vertigo issues, and that just didn't help at all. It made me want to like throw up in my living room. No, thank you. New Mexico launching a free mental wellness app for teens. So New Mexico rolling out that free digital mental wellness platform intended to help teenagers. Beginning on Sunday, the teens between the age of 13 and 18 and Taos County will have free unlimited statewide access to Navi, which is a digital mental wellness platform, and the state plans to give access to all 33 counties later at somewhere down the road. I guess they are testing it in Taos County. And Rashida Tlaib, member of the Squad, I was blown away. I thought she was, from Palestine, but she was born in Michigan.
Yep.
Remember we had that video where the lady, it's like Palestine wasn't even, when she was born, Palestine wasn't even a country. But she was very upset yesterday. She was very upset that the Antifa members went to an ICE detention center. They weren't just protesting. They were there to do harm on people. According to the report in the case, one participant fired an AR-15. I thought you guys hated those AR-15s. Striking a federal officer in the shoulder. The officer survived, but the shooter, Benjamin Song, who was the ringleader, has been charged with 100 years in prison. So 5 Antifa terrorists are going away for a long, long time.
Wow.
She called this lawfare. They also had explosives. They also were there to do harm on ICE agents at a Border Patrol facility. And Rashida Tlaib, the Democrat from Michigan, is very, very upset that we are going to send these people away for a long, long time. Well, President Trump marked Antifa as a terrorist organization. So once they are deemed a terrorist organization, if they get caught attacking ICE agents, they are going away for a long, long time, like they are now. See the way that works? I am so glad that Deion Sanders is finally getting toes. Remember, he lost some of his toes when he had those toes removed. He's getting some new toes.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that he was missing toes.
Yeah, he lost. I think he's diabetic. I think that's anyway. They're putting on some new toes. He's going to be able to wear flip-flops again.
Wow.
I mean, that's very important, being able to wear flip-flops, but they are silicone toes that look like real toes. And I'm interested to see how they attach, because I'm just saying, if he can get the silicone toes, maybe I can get some silicone fingers. I want to know how those things attach, because his toes are gone. At least I got some stubs. I mean, at this point, Deion's what, like close to 60? Why would he even care?
That's true.
Is it just because you're vain? Is it to help you balance?
Just because he can.
Maybe it's to help him balance more, or maybe it's just aesthetics, just plain aesthetics. I mean, if I lost 2 toes, it wouldn't bother me one bit.
You're like, what's 2
as
more
long
limbs?
as I could walk. I mean, I've already lost fingers.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Oh,
I think I'm going to be all right. All right, Monica and the text. We're going to get to the boob of the day coming up in a second. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters in the home store. Hey, if you're looking for them there in the Broadmoor Mall, they've got everything to go to work in the patch. Yeah, everything FR. They've got steel toe boots. And if you're trying to stay cool, look, they can help you. Yeah, stay cool and look cool too. They got Stanley at Arctic coolers and tumblers. They've got hard hat shades. They've got cooling sweatbands and neck gaiters. They've got the arm sleeve protection. They got the cooling towels and FR. They have neck shades, vented hard hats. And if you're looking for window units or the portable AC units, they are stock with them. Doesn't matter what size you're looking for, they can probably accommodate that. So go check them out at rigoutfitters.com or in the Broadmoor Mall in Hobbs. Just a reminder, for furniture, appliances, and electronics, they offer that zero-down financing. Check them out today, Rig Outfitters in the Broadmoor Mall. Monica and the text, it's already 7:28.
Manny said Deion Sanders is not diabetic. Well, excuse us.
Why did he lose the toes? I'm going to have to look that up, why he lost his toes.
All right. Electric vehicles are just power wheels for adults. LOL. NPR lover has been coming for you all morning. He said, that's 2 stories you've already told. The trash can lady and the log ride. You did them yesterday. Just saying. And back to you, B.
I did an update on the damn story. That's the way news works. You get the story, and then there is an update on the story. Look, I don't tell you how to do your business. Please don't tell me how to do mine.
Amen.
In fact, I mean, if you got to go do your business, you can go right now. Go do your business.
Los Lunas listener said a better t-shirt might be Proverbs 16:18 that says pride goes before the fall. Amen. That's a good one. Gary from the Patch said anticipation wasn't Coca-Cola, it was Heinz ketchup. I wouldn't know.
Was it? No. I'm gonna wait. I'm in the middle of Deion Sanders. I can only look one thing up.
Okay. Fisherman said Deion lost his toes due to turf toe from wearing cleats that were too tight.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
And B would have to
No,
get
it was blood. It was blood clots. Yeah, poor blood circulation and blood clots.
Mm-hmm.
Which leads me to ask the next question. How can he get all these young women if he's got poor blood circulation? Because if you got poor blood circulation, the blood doesn't circulate anywhere. I'll talk about poor blood circulation when we talk about desert function.
Hashtag said the one-way lines were a big deal in Las Cruces during Rona because everyone knew that you couldn't catch the virus if you walked in a line like cows on their way to slaughter. I did nothing that was asked of the world during Rona. Well, most of the time I didn't. Tennessee volunteer said, what time is B doing the morning show from the Philippines? Isn't it actually the late night show? It is the late night show.
Yeah, it's 10:31 right now in the Philippines.
Rocket said
it's 8:31 a.m. in America.
And Rocket said communism only works on a very small scale. As soon as the government is introduced, it fails. And B would have to get them toes. He wouldn't be able to wear his flip-flops without them. Well, as long as you still had the 2 main ones that grab.
Yeah, I mean, he can wear these, the slides.
Yeah.
That way you don't have to have the one that go between your toes.
Mm-hmm. But if you were the ones with the thanga, you would have to have your big
yeah
toe
he can't wear those because he lost 2 toes.
And Drew from Monahan says, I guess Elon Musk isn't a trillionaire anymore. Easy come, easy go. Why do y'all did things change?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a big deal for Elon Musk. Do you remember when his wealth went down to $200 billion? And I mean, I had a very rich guy once tell me, this guy was a billionaire. Mm-hmm. And I'm proud to have worked for him, but called him a friend. And he told me one day his oil company stocks they took a dive. And I said, man, you must be crying. He said, nope. He said, because I ain't lost anything until I sell. He said, he'll be back. And sure enough, it rebounded and all was good.
And Brady said, snitches get stitches. During COVID, I had this fat little troll trolling me around the Port Lavaca, Texas Walmart, telling me to put on a mask. She called the police, and I received a 2-year ban from that Walmart because I wouldn't wear a mask.
Yeah, I remember this lady coming up to me, and my wife's like, you are just so nasty with people, because the lady came up to me and she's like, where's your mask? And I was like, excuse me? I'm not wearing one. I ain't going to wear one. And she goes, what about your health? And I just looked at her and said, she had like a 44-ounce Coke. Mm-hmm. And I looked at her and I just said, ma'am, your fat ass is not going to tell me about health. And my wife's like, you are just so ugly with people. And I'm like, mind your own business.
Yeah.
Mind your own business. And I won't tell you a damn thing.
That's hilarious. A great texter said that woman who stole the Knicks trash can was fined $200 for dumping the trash. And now Amazon sells a replica for only $175. JP Morgan will not say why or when she is no longer with the company, because that's an embarrassment to them. Like,
they can't keep her employed.
Absolutely not.
I mean, that's just a bad character.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, she stole something. Think about that. She stole something.
Yeah.
She's in a financial institution. Is she stealing money too?
Awful.
That'd be the first question that come to my mind. Is she stealing money?
Smokey said, so Monica and B, I can get a fake toenail for the one that I have missing. And the things I learned from my granddad was never, ever lay hands on a woman and be a great father to my child, and also to get my butt up and go to work as long as you're able to. And I'll see you tomorrow, Monica. What time will you be here, Smokey? Because I am leaving tomorrow at 8, about 8, in between 8 and 8:30. I've got a funeral to attend.
Russ Black will be in the studio for the Friday show with me.
And Roy from jail said, when they get out of jail, that snitch neighbor will get a $500 butt kick in his or her face. Patricia,
I'm telling you.
Patricia in Tennessee said, my son always says, did you mean to say this correctly, Patricia? Snickers get ditches and end up with stitches. Did you say that right? Another Democratic texter says, if defended using a box cutter, how do you defend poor security at the reflective pool? L77 said, hell yeah, you guys should put out those t-shirts. I'll wear them. And my granddad taught me how to drive a wagon. And it's sad to see all of the people visiting from different countries to the World Cup. They love America more than most Americans.
They do.
You know, I was going to write about that.
I have never seen so many people excited to be here. Now, I would take them and ship off some of the people that hate America. All these socialists, let's send them to a socialist country. I talked yesterday about this guy that was talking about Russia and China is better than us and that the government gives them everything. And that's not 100% true, but there's not a bunch of independent ownership.
Right.
I kind of like being able to buy stuff myself. And China's got a huge problem right now. They've got a bunch of young adults that are not working because their economy is, they're going through deflation at this point in time. All right, Glock. If you have a Glock, there's a handful of blue state governors that are going after Glock again. The NRA has filed a suit in Maryland and is now considering challenges in Connecticut and New York and in California. All of those states just happen to be Democrat states, and they are all trying to outlaw Glock handguns. And the reason are what they call Glock style handguns on the market. So they don't like Glocks, and part of the reason they don't like Glocks is because, number one, they are easy to change to fully automatic. So they don't like them because of that. So do you just not sell them? I mean, here's the deal. If that's the case, if you make your gun fully automatic, then you make it a 20 years in prison. We already have already a federal offense where it's punishable up to 10 years in prison. Federal law prohibits the manufacturing or sales or possession of a conversion device. So the federal law already says that. So, but California, Connecticut, New York, and California are all trying to just outlaw Glock. And I think that's a terrible decision. Because what if Glock is your favorite gun?
Sure.
You're just saying that people can't possess a Glock because somebody might convert it to a fully automatic gun? That's not right. In no way is that right. Mm-hmm. And the old man is mad at Waffle House. He's very upset. He's 84 years old. He's from Florida. Of course, he's from Florida. And he tripped and fell over a curb and sustained injuries at the Waffle House. By the way, the Waffle House is not commenting. That Waffle House had a strawberry shortcake waffle that's dangerous. That is. But the 84-year-old man from Florida, his name was Edward Bowers, looks like he is suing the Waffle House because he saw their ad for the limited time strawberry shortcake waffle in the window, and he did not see the curb. All he saw was that damn strawberry waffle, and he wanted the strawberry waffle, and he hit that curb and fell and suffered severe and permanent damages. He tore his rotator cuff.
Oh, Lord.
It's not like he's going to be pitching in Major League Baseball. Anyway, he's asking for a settlement. How much do you think he wants?
$1 million.
Well, I mean, it's a little less than that, but I mean, $300,000 is how much he wants. I mean, that's better than collecting his Social Security any day. That's for sure.
Speaking of,
all right, the president. Go ahead.
Did you hear about that? That judge in Travis County who won her case whenever it came to not having to marry same-sex couples. She won like 600.
No, I didn't see that.
She won like $640,000, which the only reason that I read the story was because it said that that's what it cost her in lawyer fees. So she really didn't go away with like a prize or whatever.
So they reimbursed her lawyer's fees.
So
that's Travis County, Texas.
Yes.
That's Austin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what helped her in her defense was she would explain to these people, like, because of what I believe and because of my Christian beliefs, I will not marry you. But here are some other judges that will. Yeah. And she was giving them like referrals. She wasn't being ugly to them. She was just saying she chose not to. And they said that helped her win because it wasn't like she just didn't want them to get married. She personally just didn't want to do it.
Well, you remember the case of in Colorado, the cake maker that said, I don't want to bake a same-sex marriage cake, but you can probably go just down the street and they'll do it.
Yeah.
Well, that couple sued because they said, no, we want you to make it. No, my religious beliefs, I'm not going to put two men on top of a cake or two women or whatever. It was. I mean, after years and years and years, he finally won his case, I think, on appeal. And because they were seeking damages, that would have, I mean, he lost his business.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, look, why would you, what the hell? I remember years back, Walmart came out with a deal that the Confederate flag, they were not going to put the Confederate flag on a cake. And some old boy, just to make a point, went in there with the ISIS flag and said, I want this cake made. And sure enough, they made it.
Wow.
Sure enough, they made it. He sued Walmart. I don't know exactly what happened to that case. Yesterday, the president was meeting with NATO Secretary General. And you remember Trump has been kind of upset with NATO because, number one, they haven't been paying their fair share. But yesterday, he ponied up a chart that showed, look at the money since Donald Trump has gotten office that NATO is paying.
Able to achieve. And I start with this chart. This chart is about the Trump trillion. The Trump trillion shows you the increase Europeans and Canadians are paying into defense. since you took office in 2017.
Right.
Trump 45 plus Trump 47. A total of extra spent by the Europeans and the Canadians of 1.2 trillion. When you look at the effect of Trump 47, so the isolated effect of the extra defense spending in 2025 and in 2026, you see almost 140.
So I think he said like $1.7 trillion extra is how much NATO is given towards spending. Trump pretty much dressed him down in front of reporters yesterday about them not helping out with the war in Iran.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he maintains a pretty close relationship with this guy, and this guy is an ally of Donald Trump. John Fetterman talking about the lady that wiped her hands on the American flag and called us a disgrace. She wants to go to Congress and represent New York.
But there's people like Chevalier that she just got elected. You know, she wants to abolish ICE, police, the border, and prisons. You know, all these outrageous kinds of things. Now, that's not even unserious. Like, how can people just ignore these kinds of things? And now they want to send someone here to Congress that wants to abolish prisons and now would wipe her mouth on the American flag.
Yeah, it was disgusting the way she wiped her mouth. She had like, I don't know if it was chocolate or barbecue sauce or what it was, and she just wiped her mouth on the American flag. And she said, we are an effing disgrace. Why would you want to represent a country that's an effing disgrace? Why wouldn't you move to another country? Because she was endorsed by Madani. That's why.
I want to fight her.
If she gets to Congress, there are going to be a lot of people fighting her. And hopefully she's about as smart as AOC. That would be awesome. All right, let me get to the boob of the day, being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. They are for functional medicine. Functional medicine is all about making you feel good. You know, we talked about Deion Sanders and his, his blood issues. That's why he lost his toes, because of blood circulation. He had low blood circulation. If you have low blood circulation, and by the way, I'm not a doctor, Kelly Pfeiffer, you ought to go talk to him. Cayenne pepper can help with that. Yeah, that's some of the stuff that they can tell you about at Desert Functional. If your prostate is enlarged, they can tell you how to, without putting you on pharmaceutical medicine. Flaxseed oil. And if your testosterone is way, way low, testosterone. Ladies, if you're going through hormonal issues, they can help you. And if you're living in pain, they offer stem cell therapy and ozone therapy. They offer a lot of different aesthetics to make you look better. They can help you. If you're not feeling good, it all starts with the blood work. Go have it done. They look at 24 different biomarkers. They can figure it out. And they give you natural supplements to make you feel better. 575-964-8025. Call them today, or 3900 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Proud sponsor this morning of the boob of the day, Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. It's hard being a drug dealer. Hard thing about being that drug dealer is that, you get in big trouble for sharing testimonials from your happy customers. That's probably not real smart, but a 40-year-old man, his name is Cedric Booker from Florida, was arrested last week for 13 felony charges. Most of them were drug offenses after a police investigation. Police used an undercover informant to buy cocaine from Cedric on 3 different occasions in recent months. Cops sent the SWAT team to Cedric's home. He was served a search warrant and confirmed that he was a very successful dealer. He even told the cops, look, I'm out here selling drugs to all kind of people throughout the entire city. Look me up. Cops searched the place, found about $2,500 in cash, along with cocaine, heroin, marijuana, amphetamines, a firearm, ammo. Cedric's girlfriend was also there, and she claimed she had no idea that her boyfriend was a drug dealer. He's been charged with 13 felony counts for telling the cops, I'm a very successful drug dealer, and I sell drugs all over this town. By the way, they believed him. They got the search warrant, and he has successfully been the boob of the day. Congratulations, boob. Whew. But you are very successful. At least you were very successful. We're going to take a break, keep you updated with everything going on. Maybe next week we'll talk to Randy Pettigrew about this Legislative Finance Committee, some of the findings that happened as they met, some of the fraud that they discovered. Randy Pettigrew is your state representative in District 61. If you're in District 61, he needs your help. He needs your help. He would love for you to support him. He would love for you to, tell everybody in District 61 about Randy Pettigrew. He is a fighter. He is a conservative, but more so, he is a conservative that backs the Constitution of New Mexico and the Constitution of the United States. He is proud to stand up for you in Santa Fe. Need more information about Randy? Go to his website, randallpettigrew.com. Message paid for by Randy Pettigrew. 10 minutes away from 9 o'clock. We're coming right back. We're beyond the Breakfast Club.
MTD Radio News this hour being brought to you by Estacado Federal Credit Union with branches in Hobbs, Lovington, Eunice, and Denver City, Texas. For more information, find them at estacadofcu.com.
Good service and a good attitude have a lot to do with each other. You can't have one if you don't have the other. Service is about one person helping another because they want to, not because they're supposed to. A strong credit union is built on strong relationships. Strong relationships are built on good service. Estacado Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a number, you're a member. Federally insured by NCUA.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. Nuclear waste disposal at the Waste Isolation Pilot Plant between Hobbs and Carlsbad has been on hold for more than a month due to problems with the facility's elevator system, and underground operations are expected to remain halted until at least August 27th. The U.S. Department of Energy requested permission to store 357 containers of waste at the surface of the site in the meantime, representing 25 shipments from Idaho and Los Alamos National Laboratories and the Savannah River site in South Carolina. The New Mexico Environment Department approved the request, giving WIP an extra 60 days to store the drums in the parking lot and waste handling building while repairs continue. The City of Carlsbad has a new event venue. The City of Carlsbad Council voted unanimously on June 9th to purchase the $3.4 million event center at 4017 National Parks Highway. The center can seat up to 500 guests and features an acoustic wall that splits the space into two 250-person rooms. The purchase also includes a commercial ice machine, refrigerator, freezer, portable dance floor, and stage, giving the venue full catering capability. City Manager Wendy Austin said the purchase was driven by Carlsbad's growing population and an expanding need for venue space. The city plans to use it for official meetings and lease it to local organizations for other events, though no specific plans have been announced yet. And New Mexico's oil and gas industry is helping put more kids in classrooms. Revenue from the industry, which funds roughly half the state budget, has made it possible for the New Mexico Higher Education Department to award $10 million to 5 colleges for upgrades to their on-campus child care centers. The University of New Mexico's Children's Campus plans to use its share to add about 52 spaces, expanding capacity from 271 to 323. UNM says nearly 1 in 3 of its enrolled students are parents. The other 4 recipients are San Juan College in Farmington, New Mexico State University, Santa Fe Community College, and Eastern New Mexico University in Roswell. And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
SDR Enterprises of Hobbs is your trusted source for dirt work, hydrovac services, trucking, and material hauling across southeast New Mexico and West Texas. With experience and equipment to get the job done right, SDR is ready to serve your home, ranch, or business. Call 575-393-8420 to schedule service today. SDR Enterprises is hiring an experienced mechanic, haul truck driver, and vac truck driver. Learn more at SDRenterprises.com SDREnterprisesLLC.com or visit 3901 South Eunice Highway in Hobbs. SDR Enterprises, where strong family values drive success.
Come on, ref, end the game.
What's the rush? We're winning!
And we're going to keep winning if we get to the Nissan Summer Sales event.
What?
The event where you can score great savings on a new Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier.
Can it hold off 10 minutes?
Oh, sure. You think the #1 brand of new vehicle quality by J.D. Power is just going to wait for you?
I get it, but we waited years for this match.
But look at these incentives.
Wait, are you serious? Come on, ref! Blow the whistle! Blow the whistle!
The whistle is blowing on these savings. Hurry in and bring home a winning offer at the Nissan Summer Sales Event. Now, well-qualified buyers get 0% APR on the 2026 Nissan Rogue, Murano, Pathfinder, or Frontier, excluding S-Trim. For JD Power 2025 USIQS award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Frontier S-Trim 1.9% APR for 60 months at $1,748 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. N6/30/26.
It's almost time for the 90th annual Lee County Fair and Rodeo, July the 31st to August the 8th in Lovington, New Mexico. And get ready for the hottest entertainment in the Southwest. July 31st, the Hispanic Heritage Celebration with Mi Banda El Mexicano and Chiquis Rivera. August the 4th, after PRCA Extreme Bulls, it's the Logan Ryan Band and Baker Blankenship. Wednesday, August the 5th, Faith and Family Night with Crowder. August the 6th, Tough Enough to Wear Pink with Ernest. August the 7th, celebrate America's Heroes with John Morgan and Chase Wright. August the 8th, Volunteer Appreciation Night featuring Old Dominion. The Lee County Fair and Rodeo, July the 31st through August the 8th in Lovington, New Mexico. For tickets and info, go to leecountyfair.net. Hats off to 90 years.
$100,000 in federal compensation may be available to you or your family through the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act. If you were a family member, living or deceased, lived anywhere in New Mexico for at least 1 year between 1944 and 1962 and were diagnosed with one of the 19 cancers linked to radiation exposure, you may have an eligible federal claim. Visit reca.doh.nm.gov to see a list of qualifications and find more information.
Sponsored by this station and the NMBA.
Celebrate America's 250th birthday in Capitan, July 1st through the 4th, the annual Smoky Bear Stampede. It's bigger and better than ever. 4 days of fun, activities, vendors, and entertainment throughout the village. Enjoy all the food and shopping, including the official Smoky Bear gift shop. Take in the rodeo action, nightly dances, and free concerts. This year, the parade begins at 10 a.m. on Saturday, July 4th. Bring your family, friends, and the best and biggest independent celebration in Capitan, the heart of Lincoln County where history, legends, and memories are made. Paid for by Lincoln County and Capitan Lodgers Tax.
Come on, give me some good posture. Hold your head up high. Tighten those buns. Get ready because this is for you!
Your morning show powered by your Ford dealer. Be in the Breakfast Club being powered by Permian Ford. Truth hurts. Maybe not as much as jumping on a bicycle with a seat missing, but it hurts. Conservative values, conservative talk. You want to talk to Be in the Breakfast Club? 877-396-W105.
The following program is for entertainment purposes only.
8:57, we are B and the Breakfast Club. Another day, except today is Thursday. You know what that means? Tomorrow is Friday. Michigan startup plans to launch that bare bones pickup truck. I went and looked at that. Actually, doesn't look that bad.
No?
Doesn't look that good, but it doesn't look that bad.
Let me see.
And congratulations going out to the North Korean soldier who finally defected and made it across the demilitarized zone into South Korea. They say it's the first time in a while that a soldier has actually crossed over.
Oh, it's cute. That's a cute little track.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not bad.
Perfect for you and me.
Yeah. And Oprah Winfrey says she once kept a secret of a incident in which Whitney Houston fell off the stage in a taping of her show. And she didn't want to release the information. And remember, she would hand out gifts to the audience. I wonder if Whitney was going to like hand out a dime bag or something. But yeah, I mean, they said Whitney was. She said Whitney was in such bad shape, and she asked the audience, "Please don't share this information." Everybody loved Whitney Houston, but she had fell off the wagon so bad that she was totally messed up and fell off the stage.
Yeah.
That's one black and blue she couldn't blame on Bobby Brown back in the day. Dairy Queen bringing out some new treats, the red, white, and blue patriotic slush. Everybody wants to do something for the America 250. Dairy Queen, very, very proud, and they're coming out with the slush. Amen. And a hospital in the Northeast, they're actually training pigeons to help determine if somebody has cancer. Now, they've been doing this with dogs. Supposedly, some dogs, trained dogs, can help doctors diagnose if somebody has cancer or not.
That's neat.
Hopefully, it's not colon cancer, because the dog be sniffing their. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I mean, it's great though. I mean, for anybody that has cancer and a dog can detect the cancer, that's actually good stuff.
So if your dog just likes the way that ass smells, you would have to say,
yeah, my dog is like, you got cancer, bro.
Hey, we've got a phone call, B, if you want to take it.
All right, let's go to phone. Then we'll talk about Anna Paulina Luna, representative. She's backing the president with every piece of legislation. Now she says the SAVE Act must pass. We'll get to that. Morning, how you doing? It's straight up 9 o'clock.
Hello?
Hey, morning.
Hello?
I'm not even hearing a dial turn.
They're on. Let me see.
I am not hearing a dial tone.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, hang up on them and press another button on the phone. That's how you know it's working.
Okay, did you hear me hang up on them? Now they're back on.
Yeah.
Hello, are you there? It says Armando Serrano. Maybe they were calling for
I don't
radio.
know. Maybe, probably. All right, 901 KWMW, Maljamar, 105.1 FM, KWES, 93.5 Ruidoso, and KDAZ, AM 700, FM 96.9 in Albuquerque. If you're watching us this morning, you're watching us on KNMQ, 20.1 TV, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. And if you're watching this morning on any of our streaming platforms, it doesn't matter if you're on YouTube, if you're on X, if you're on TikTok, if you're on Facebook, Rumble, wherever you're checking us out. Thank you. Make sure and like, share, and comment us, and subscribe to the channels. You know, we've got only about 40% of the people that watch that have actually subscribed. Please do us a favor and subscribe and hit that like button a whole bunch. 902, we are B and the Breakfast Club. Looks like Representative Anna Paulina Luna. She was the one that made the Make America Great bathing suit, the one-piece bathing suit. She is a looker from Florida, and she says it's time to pass the SAVE Act. And in fact, she says that her group will hold up every piece of legislation until the SAVE Act passes. She said, we will hold hardball tactics. We are going to hold up every piece of legislation until they pass the SAVE Act. She said the president has been very clear. He's not playing games. And I'm going to fully back him, and I have the votes to do it, is what Anna Paulina Luna said. Hopefully she can get it passed. I'm hoping. All right, America 250. It's time to be proud of America. The president said that yesterday. Look, are there things in our past that we shouldn't be proud of? Yes. Yeah, there are several things that we shouldn't be proud of in America. I will admit that. Slavery is one of them. We shouldn't be proud of that. But the beginning of America, the way we became our own country, yes, we should be proud of that. You know, we have righted a whole bunch of wrongs. You know, when it came to slavery, we've righted a whole bunch of, you know, that reminds me. Abe Lincoln offered reparations. And you know who stopped the reparations back in the day? The Democrats. They're the ones that blocked the whole darn thing. Mm-hmm. So we got celebrations that are going to be going on. Look, across the National Mall in Washington, D.C., it started yesterday, and they are going to be celebrating America 250 all the way through July 10th. Democrat-led states dominated the nation's $10.1 billion in improper SNAP benefits. So we overpaid and most blue states overpaid. And $10.1 billion in SNAP benefits. New Mexico, we're number 2 in the states that led the way. Alaska's number 1. We're number 2. 18% error rate in New Mexico, 23% in Alaska, but all the top Democrat states have a problem with overpayments to SNAP for SNAP benefits. Yeah. All of them. All right, the U.S. Border Patrol sets an all-time record with 21,471 agents serving. This is the most frontline Border Patrol agents in the history of the Border Patrol. How long has the Border Patrol been around? 102 years. So Border Patrol has been around for 102 years. Defund Border Patrol. How long has immigration been around? They've been around since Ellis Island days.
Yeah.
They've been around a long, long time. And of course, part of the incentive program has led to so many Border Patrol agents. They had a $60,000 new hire bonus that was going on. Some Border Patrol agents got a $20,000 incentive. And by the way, it mentions Artesia, New Mexico in this national story.
Really?
The newly appointed Border Patrol agents received $20,000 incentive, which was the first $10,000 was paid when they successfully completed their Border Patrol Academy in Artesia, New Mexico, with the remaining $10,000 paid when the person accepts the location that they're going to. The remaining $40,000 will be paid in retention incentives. It's a $60,000 bonus. And you're working for the federal government, so you're retiring in 25 years. $60,000 bonus. You're getting $20,000 within the first 6 months. That's a down payment on a house.
Yeah.
For a Border Patrol agent. But it's pretty cool they mention Artesia, New Mexico. All right, 907, Monica and the text. We'll take a break, get to the good news of the day coming up in just a sec.
Monica Hader said, at 84, everything is pretty permanent. He shouldn't buy green bananas. Waffle House could buy him off with a lifelong supply of strawberry waffles and get off cheap. Donald says, all gun laws are unconstitutional. I should be able to own a rocket launcher if I want to. And this texter said, the lady that just stole the trash can was a DEI hire working in their diversity department.
Well, she ran the department.
Mm-hmm. She ran it. She was like an executive. Yeah. Anticipation by Carly Simon was famously used in a ketchup commercial back in the 70s. The slow pouring ketchup was matched to that sense of anticipation, making the waiting feel both delicious and kind of fun. And that was sent in from Gary.
What was the Coke commercial? I thought for sure it was anticipation. Maybe not.
And Monica, I'd pay good money to watch you beat that broad up. And Patrick in the Patch said, easy there, Radler. That's funny. I've never been called a Radler. To hell with that commie pig. Monica, I want you to beat her ass too. I think that makes me, it just, infuriates me. You can tell that woman has never been, nor has had any close family that has been a victim of a violent crime. So what does she think could happen to child predators? And John says, behind every deadbeat baby daddy is a deadbeat grandma acting like her dusty ass son ain't done nothing wrong. Dang, that's good. Mayor of Greenfield says, you don't need a license to carry a flamethrower. Just saying. And Brady said, true story. We should be allowed to own anything the government does. And Triple Trumper says, Trump told everyone that he's not signing anything until they pass the SAVE Act. John Thune turns around and puts the entire Senate on a 2-week vacation until July 13th. He is a traitor.
He's part of the problem.
Jose, by the way, said, good morning, Breakfast Club. A few years ago, I was a trainer at a company who provided living assistance to people who have disabilities. I found fraud in the training files. Let me tell you, they hated me once I let them know I was going to do an audit on the training files. Boy, I found some incriminating things. And guess what, guys? That company is run by Democrats. Wow. Hashtag commercial was, or hashtag says the Coke commercial was, I'd like to teach the world to sing.
Yeah, but right here, anticipation Coca-Cola commercial. They said it was a Shark Time commercial. And let's see if I can bring it. I can bring it up on the. There it is.
Let me see. Okay.
So, Coca-Cola. I don't know how I know that, but that's what it said. It didn't run long.
All right. And that's it for this round of texts.
Hey, when we come back, we're going to talk about the body of the, they believe, is the Kansas City highway shooter. There was a guy in Kansas City that was shooting along the highway near the World Cup venue. We'll talk about that. They discovered the body. They believe he was the shooter. We'll also talk about a shark attack survivor. Wakes up from a 10-day coma. First thing he asked, I'll tell you what it was, coming up next. He didn't ask about how was the shark. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Finn's at Artesia. Always the coldest beer in town. Fully stocked liquor department. And their deli is awesome. Plus right now, here comes summer. Get the specials going on. Quarter loin pork chops, $1.99 a pound. Boneless beef chuck steak for $6.49 a pound. Cooked shrimp for just $8.99 a pound. And get the boneless, skinless chicken breast for $1.99 a pound. Produce department, they've got the produce extravaganza going on. Get the sweet, fancy corn. 4-count tray pack is just $2.99. Russet potatoes, 10-pound bag for $2.99. Yellow peaches or nectarines, 2 pounds for $4. Get the red ripe tomatoes for 99 cents a pound. Seedless grapes are just $1.99 for the green seedless grapes. And get the Texas cantaloupes, 2 for $1. Also in the deli department, start off with the wheat sandwich bread for $1.49 for a loaf. Plus, they've got the pickle, pepper, or olive loaf for $6.48 a pound. American cheese is just $6.98. And get the Black Forest ham for $5.48 a pound. And at Finn's, they always have the coldest beer in town. Check for all the weekly specials. And right now they have Coke, Dr. Pepper, and Sprite. 3-liter bottle. Get 2 for $6 today. Get it all at Finn's at Artesia. It's already 9:13. We're coming right back. We're being the Breakfast Club.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Buildings buckle under magnitudes of power in a pair of earthquakes in Caracas, Venezuela. More than 160 known dead, as many as 1,000 injured. The 7.2 quake followed by a 7.5 40 seconds later. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the number one U.S. response is search and rescue.
The Department of War is going to have to play a big logistical role here because they have the ability to land in challenging places. Right now, the airport in Caracas is damaged. One of the runways is cracked. And so, but the Department of War has the capability to land in situations like that.
Teams from Fairfax County, Virginia, and Los Angeles already dispatched. Rubio says he had a really good meeting with the King of Bahrain on security details for Gulf allies in the Iran peace deal. Says there's zero support for any toll or fee on the Strait of Hormuz. America is listening to Fox News.
In need of a tow? Those don't have to be dirty words. At Lee County Roadside, they have been offering friendly and knowledgeable service for 20 years. From light to heavy duty, there's nothing they can't tow. And with 24-hour availability, there's no time they can't tow it. Don't make a bad day worse by choosing the wrong tow company. Lee County Roadside, the good guys to call in a bad situation. For 24-hour service, call 575-392-3223 or locate them at 7401 North Del Paso, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Like Lee County Roadside on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.
Wanting an affordable, quiet place to park your RV while you're working in or around Carlsbad? WWRV is 3 RV parks with one goal: to be a quiet place for their working tenants. 162 RV sites with 30 and 50 amp available. All utilities are included in the price, including premier wired internet at each site for your gaming and movie streaming. WWRV is pet friendly and well lit with plenty of street lights. Get pricing and contact info by visiting their website at www.rvx3.com or call 575-988-0392 for WWRV.
This is Davis Smith, the Gorilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Hey, this is Danny Reynolds here at Permian Ford Lincoln, your home of the Big Blue Gorilla and the Permian Powertrain Promise. That's right. We have lifetime powertrain warranty right here at Permian Ford in Hobbs, and we are at the corner of Sanger and El Paso, if you didn't know. But let me tell you what's going on right now, guys. We're having an amazing sale. So many people have gotten vehicles. We're tipping the scale right now. We got so many truckloads coming in right now that it's amazing that I want to make sure that I invite everyone to take advantage of this stuff. Only here at Permian Ford Lincoln, Hobbs, America, 1000 North El Paso Street.
Artesia is the place to be this 4th of July as we celebrate America's 250th. This year's celebration is bigger than ever, featuring live music, food trucks, family-friendly activities, and an awesome fireworks show. Start your morning with the citywide salute and the fun run, then grab a spot along Main Street for the parade. Tee it up in the Firecracker Scramble or head to JC Park for pickleball, volleyball, cornhole, and more. Learn more at artesia4thofjuly.com or give us a call at the Chamber. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
7 incredible shows in 17 days at Jack's Backstage in Ruidoso. Thursday, June 25th, Giovanni and the Hired Guns with Austin Meade, the genre-bending Texas rock powerhouse behind hits like Ramon Ayala and Overrated, joined by Austin Meade, one of Texas rock's most electrifying live performers. Friday, June 26th, Jason Boland and the Stragglers, legends of Red Dirt Country with over 2 decades of hits, including Pearl Snaps and When I'm Stoned, one of the most respected bands in Texas music. Saturday, June 27th, Emo Kids, the ultimate emo and pop-punk party featuring the music of Blink-182, Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, Paramore, Taking Back Sunday, and more. Food, drinks, VIP experiences, and outdoor concerts under the stars. Tickets are on sale now at jacksbackstage.com and the Jack's Backstage box office. Use promo code NICK for 10% off. Jack's Backstage. Live music, big laughs, unforgettable nights.
There's big summertime savings this week at Bob's Ridgeway Quarter Loin Pork Chops. $1.79 a pound. Boneless beef chuck steak, $5.99 a pound. Boneless skinless chicken breast, $1.69 a pound. And a big produce extravaganza sale. Fancy sweet corn, $2.99 for the 4-count tray. 10-pound bag of russet potatoes, $2.99. Seedless green grapes, $1.99 a pound. Get your DiGiorno's pizzas, 2 for $10. General Mills cereals, giant size box, $3.98, and get Panhandle Food Club drinking water 24-pack case, 2 for $6. And these are just a few of hundreds of big summertime saving values this week at Bob's Ridgeway, where for 60 years your grocery dollar has went farther at 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Good morning for Southeast New Mexico. The temperatures this afternoon are going to be very toasty and hot. 103 degrees in Roswell with a 20% chance for thunderstorms. And Carlsbad, Artesia, it's 106 degrees today, a 10% chance for a thunderstorm. And Lovington, 102 degrees with a couple of thunderstorms possible. Lovington tomorrow on Friday with a high temperature of 101 degrees. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club being powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com.
You can tell the master I'm done for the day.
The end is near. The end is near.
9:20, we are in the Breakfast Club. The body believed to be of that Kansas City highway shooter suspect was found in a burned home's basement. And there was $25,000 reward for the more information leading to his arrest. He was involved, they believe, in a recent shooting near the FIFA World Cup matches. They say that 25-year-old Oscar Sanchez Munoz is believed to be the highway shooter and be the same person they found that was already deceased in that home. A shark attack survivor wakes up after 10 days in a coma. The first thing he asked about was about his daughter. He mentioned 3 words. He said, "I love you." And the next sentence he said, "How is my daughter?" So this happened in Sydney, Australia. So the woman woke up and spoke to her family, and she has had, she's been on life support for over a week, has had repeated surgeries, and this all came from a shark attack. She's going through so far in 10 days more than 5 surgeries. She was swimming near the shore while a friend was watching her daughter on the beach when the attack happened this past 10 days ago in Sydney, Australia. Finally woke up, asked about her daughter. Everybody is good to go, and now she is awake, and all is good. And one more story, Monica. You know, when I see stories like this, I always think, you can take a kid out of a bad situation, but sometimes that kid just always has to go back to that bad situation. Yep. Detroit Lion quarterback Teron Arnold was arrested in connection with an alleged kidnapping and robbery that investigators say occurred in February. Tampa police announced on Wednesday night that this guy was the ringleader. This guy was a first-round draft pick by the Lions in 2024. He's been charged with kidnapping and armed robbery in Florida. Wow. Arnold turned himself in and was taken into custody. Been charged with 4 counts of kidnapping and 4 counts of armed robbery. We are aware of the matter that... And that's what the NFL said. Lions have not made a comment at this point. According to investigators, Arnold rented the Airbnb in Largo, Florida, where he stayed with several of the defendants, some of them, 18, 19 years old. And investigators say 3 males, all in their late teens, suffered injuries after they allegedly were battered, held at gunpoint, and pistol whipped during a robbery and ordered to leave the residence. Wow. According to investigators, multiple personal items belonging to Arnold and others were stolen from the Airbnb. And Arnold suspected 2 or 3 victims were responsible. That's when he took the law into his own hands. By the way, he has been arrested. I don't think he'll be back for the beginning of the season. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's going to be back. And a nursing school. The owner has pled guilty. 3,000 fake diplomas. Carlene Norris, who owns 2 nursing schools in South Florida. Why is it always Florida? Has pled guilty to her role in the scheme that she sold 3,000 fraudulent diplomas. 3,000 fake diplomas. People are like, yeah, I'm a nurse. But the problem with that is they still have to go through taking their board exams.
Right.
And if they don't pass that, they're, I guess they could be a nurse assistant. So she sold 7,600 fake nursing degrees and diplomas and fake transcripts.
That's awful. That's scary.
Yeah, that is awful, because if I get that person and they don't know anything about how to take care of me, how is that right? Exactly. That's pretty sad. That's pretty sad that somebody would do that, all in the name of money. Mm-hmm. Hey, the morning show being brought to you by Fusion Medical Spa. Check them out, 1034 Meacham Drive in Ruidoso. Right now, they're offering, for a limited time only, a telephone consultation with Dr. Rath about your pain. You can speak to him, tell him about your pain, and he can tell you about some of the procedures that they offer for your everyday pain. They're offering Botox for $11 a unit, administered by an RN, a real RN, not one of them fake RNs. And they're also offering allergy injections. No appointment necessary. Yeah, $65 for allergy injections, and you just go in and they give you the injections. No appointment is necessary. And they're offering cryotherapy and red light therapy, an introductory offer of just $30. Call Dr. Rath today if you're living in pain, or if you want to talk to him about feeling better and looking good. 575-2574 Spa, 1034 Meacham Drive, Ruidoso. Check them out today. Monica, you got any texts to get to? Then we'll get to the good news.
63-year-old Christian said, just one more reason I don't watch the National Felon League anymore. Wow, that was a good point. That's all he's got. Or that's all we've got. I apologize.
That's a crazy story that you got this guy, and you can take him out of the bad place he was probably he grew up in, but that mindset is hard to change. Right. Very, very, very hard to change. That's so sad. He's thrown away his livelihood and probably most of his life.
True.
Ridiculous. All right, good news of the day being brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington, 575-396-0513. Home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance. Get in touch with Rustin Hayes. He can take care of all of your insurance. Find him right across the street from Bob's in Lovington, or 575-396-0513. Call him today. Proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
A woman in New Jersey survived a house fire thanks to her poodle, who refused to start barking in the middle of the night. His persistence woke her up just in time for her to realize that the house was filling up with smoke. Unfortunately, the home was destroyed, but both she and her dog made it out safely. She now credits her dog as the hero who saved her life. And an Englishman named Mark Dexter just found his wallet that he lost more than 30 years ago. He said it made him feel like he was opening up a time capsule. Someone found it buried in an overgrown land and put out a notice on Facebook. That's when Mark reached out and went to retrieve it. The best part was seeing an old job ID that made him nostalgic for his younger years. Pretty cool to get such a rare glimpse into your past. And a therapy dog in New Hampshire got a special honor by getting to graduate with an 8th grade class after years of supporting its students. Her name is Lola, and she spent almost 15 years visiting the school, comforting kids and assisting the occupational therapist. Students and staff love her so much that they wanted to include her in the graduation ceremony. And those are your good news stories for today.
All right, already 9:28. Tradio's coming up in just a second. We're going to keep you updated with everything going on. Burger King handing out $2.50 Whopper Juniors on the 4th of July. Got all Burger Kings. I don't know how long that's going to be, but the Royal Perk members can purchase $2.50 Burger Kings at Burger King using the app. And a 500-year-old soccer ball arrived in Miami. The world's oldest soccer ball arrived in Miami, making its history at the World Cup debut in Miami. Wow. 500-year soccer's been around that long?
Yeah.
500 years? I mean, holds America? 250?
250?
Wow. 500-year-old soccer ball. Crazy. All right, we're going to get you to Tradio on the way. Russ Black standing by. News this morning being brought to you by Roach Air Conditioning and Heating. Your choice for your next HVAC job. They've got the experience to take care of you. All you have to do is call Enrique Rocha. If you are having problems with your AC, this is not the time to have problems with your AC. It just isn't. Yeah, with 102 degrees, it is not time to have problems with the AC. Call Enrique Rocha today. He'll go out, he'll tell you exactly what's going on, and he'll be able to repair it. And if they can't repair it, they've got brand new technology like the inverter-driven heat pumps that will save you a lot of money and energy costs. Enrique Rocha, Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating, that number 575-631-1999. Call him today. We're out of here. We'll see you. TGIF. Thank God it is Friday. Be in the Breakfast Club tomorrow morning, 6:06. We'll see you then.
News this hour is being brought to you by Hall & J Trucking of Lovington, providing services in all of South Central and Southeast New Mexico on into Texas. Let Hall & J haul for you.